Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Blackout Invitational. I'm your host, Dustin Dewoody. Today's dynamic event is brought to you by Flashpin Productions and broadcasted live from the innovative Aduro Studios in Austin, Texas. We have a group of fast, hungry, 176-pound athletes attempting to stake their claim at the top of the Texas Arm Wrestling League rankings. We have two dogs residing in the 220-pound division, willing to lay their frames on the line and see who makes it out. Four super heavyweights here to establish dominance, and our main event features Caleb Ricks, powered by his passion for the game, coming up against Raw Chaos and Michael, the Disturbed One, Bedwell. Without further ado, strap in. Let's light this shit up. First, allow me to introduce your refs, Marcus Tedesco and Nathan Williamson. Standing his ground here in Austin, Texas, representing the Austin Arsenal. This guy sold his soul to the game and says, I will not let any man stand in my way. Treytyn, the prospect, Black. Yeah. Once this guy flips the switch, there's no turning back. Stomping his way across Texas by way of El Paso, James, Kill Switch, Polanco. Here we go, my brother. He flew, ran into some crazy stuff at the airport.
Up.
Wait,
Close your thumb up or down?
Yeah.
and then
Down.
feel it up.
Yeah, he's been through hell to get here. And he's really excited about this match.
Elbows.
You know, it was just I think it was
And
just
goes
a year
back
ago. James
2
was
inches
messaging me on
back,
Facebook. He
please,
said he had been
like
training.
there.
He's like, Frank, I want a left-handed match. I'm wanting to pull anyone in Texas for
You're running right there.
$2,500.
Center.
I
Don't
want to put
move.
my money on the line. I
Shoulder
don't want
looks
to be a
good,
part of
don't
these guys
move.
who are just talking
Shoulder
crap
looks
in group
good, don't
chats.
move.
I want to get on a big stage, and I want to pull
Close your
real
thumbs.
athletes.
Closing you first.
And look where he is right now.
Here he is.
And here he is.
Yeah, as soon as we had our first event, he contacted us immediately and said he wants on the next card.
Don't
And he
move.
wanted
One warning.
Treytyn Black.
One warning.
You know, you can see the nerves on the table, right?
Yeah,
They're getting put in ref
warnings.
script
Ref
off the
script,
go.
yep,
One
ref
foul.
script off the go.
Two
So
fouls
for everyone at
lost,
home, the
okay.
rules are this. These athletes are all put
So again,
immediately into ref scripts.
elbows back,
the
please.
refs are not
Elbows
calling
back.
any sort of
Elbow
bobbles. They're
back.
trying to let these guys fight it out
Elbow
to a
back.
pin. But because of that,
Right there.
they want the
Don't
setups
move.
to be a lot more strict. They're not letting the
Weapons
athletes
good,
close
your
their own
center. Don't
thumbs. They're
move.
not letting them close their own hands.
Shoulder.
Any movement in
Don't
this
move.
ref grip is a warning.
Don't move.
2 warnings is a
Close your
foul.
thumbs.
It's a 2-foul system.
And it's a 2-foul system.
move.
Currently 1 warning on James.
Don't move. Go.
Oh, it got interesting off the bat. All right, James thought he was going to go high.
Yeah, and what
Treytyn turned it around, turned it inside.
Treytyn turned inside, but Treytyn didn't hit.
Told him
Treytyn
earlier.
didn't surge.
No,
he just
he
hit for
just
center position.
stayed center.
Stayed center, and
my
James hit himself out of position. I was nervous because, you know, I thought Treytyn was the underdog in this
I did
match.
too, and I thought he
We're
might
gonna need a towel.
take
Too sure.
Treyton's hand. And
Oh,
we
yeah.
saw Treytyn, instead of pressuring sideways, Treytyn just
Stood tall,
punched inside.
almost with a high hook, really.
Yeah,
yeah.
He was
didn't-
able to turn him upside down.
He didn't supinate too much.
He said, let's make this a bicep fight.
Here's a replay. Oh,
Very fast, very fast. Yeah, I think that Treytyn took that where he wanted to go.
we're gonna see what James makes any adjustments. I'm sure their corner's talking about it. Treyton's been pulling all over Texas. He has a lot more ready goes, I think,
About
than
10
Treytyn.
seconds.
Or sorry, James has been
Okay.
pulling longer, but Treytyn,
2017.
yeah, but
Bubbles
Treytyn
down.
has been pulling a lot more recently.
Very, very active.
So you have to consider, you know, it's not just time in the sport, but how much active
back.
participation do you have? Where are you going? Who are you pulling?
Yeah.
Who do you pull?
Yeah,
It's kind of a big
who do you
thing.
pull? You're
Yeah.
as good as your competition.
Shoulder.
And if
I
your
mean,
competition,
to be clear,
Shoulder looks good. Don't
James
move.
trains with Luis, who
Still
got out of his hole and pulled me
Put them down.
and shut me down.
yes,
And I was by far more active at the time.
They have killers everywhere.
Yeah,
but
everywhere.
You know,
Don't stop. One warning
there's
on this
another
side.
warning on James.
Yep. And
When
we're
I
back
close your
to
hand,
all the warnings
don't cover
at
his
every
thumb
fight.
knuckle.
Go
All
back
right, I'm
to
gonna
0.
close
So
your
that's
fingers,
one
but I'm
warning
not going to
for
close
James.
him over his knuckle. Okay? If you close over his knuckle, it's going to be another
You can
warning.
pull up some numbers.
You can
on these
see that
guys.
James is
Got a
very,
warning on
very
this side.
excited right now.
Yeah, he's nervous
All right, elbows
after
back.
that first round.
I love the
Elbows back.
respect from the crowd during the setup.
Yeah,
One.
yeah, everybody's
on
super
elbow back
quiet.
more.
Like, as soon
Right
as the
there.
match starts, everyone
Don't move.
cheers and gets real excited. But in the
Webbing's
match,
right there.
shh, they're
Center,
setting
don't
up.
move. Shoulder.
We come to center.
Your center right there. Your center left, right, and
Both
forward
guys
back.
trying to
shoulder
Find
looks
position
good.
in their
Little
hands.
shoulder here.
It's really
trying to
Don't
be
move.
comfortable.
It's really hard to
Close your
finesse
thumbs.
the setup when it's in a ref
Close your
script.
hand.
You have to know. You have to practice
Yeah,
it.
you
Close your
have
hand.
to practice.
Don't move.
One more.
Okay, there's a
One
That's
warning
warning.
on
one
this
warning
side.
apiece now. One warning apiece.
Each have one
no
warning.
fouls.
Let's try it again. Elbows back.
You can see Heath in the background
Right
watching
there.
over what may be future competition.
Webbing looks
The
good.
winner of these
Don't
matches
move.
may
Shoulder.
come up against him and
Don't
Drew.
move. Shoulder looks good. Close your thumbs. Don't move. Don't move. Second warning.
Oof.
One foul.
There's a foul.
Yep.
Remember, I'm going to close the second hand and say don't move. Okay? One more time.
You can see these guys.
You got one warning on this side, or one
Yeah,
foul on this
and it's
side,
so
one
much
warning on
harder.
this side.
I think the whole
Well,
event.
one of
being-
our goals was
Yes,
to
you
take
have two
away
warnings,
people
which is one foul.
priming
One foul on this
the
side, one warning on
ready
this
go,
side.
and
Yep.
people going on the
Elbows
eddy
are
of
good.
ready.
Elbow back
It-
just a hair.
it's so hard.
Right
And
there.
what's
Don't
the
move.
cadence here?
Close your
There is
thumbs.
no cadence.
Shoulder,
They're going to
don't
stagger
move.
because it is
Shoulder.
the ref getting you ready, saying,
Shoulder.
"Don't move,
Okay.
go,"
Wow.
because
Close
you
you
are
first
ready.
this
The
time.
ref is getting
Close
you
your hand.
ready.
Right. So when he sets your
Close your
hand,
thumb.
you
Don't
need to
move.
go.
Go!
There we
Good
go.
start
There we
by
go.
James.
There we go.
Very good start for James. So
That's
he took
okay.
it a little too far off the
Winner.
bat.
Whoa.
That's
that-
two. This is not over yet. That's two
Oh,
fouls.
I didn't know there was two fouls. I
Yep.
thought. Okay. All right. So there's two fouls on James.
Ooh, that was a very
But
interesting
that
round.
was
There's a lot to
interesting,
be seen there.
And whatever James felt, he needs to go straight back there. And now they're going to the third round. So even though it's 2-0 right now, this isn't over because James.
Yeah, you can watch on the instant replay here that James got where he wanted to go on the go. And mind you, these pads are bigger. He has more room to go off the back.
They're 7.5 inches as opposed to 7 inches, right?
Yep, all the way around.
All the way around, which actually adds several inches through the diagonal.
Yep.
You got it.
Right. So you have a lot more pad to move with if you're making that very Travis Bajancy front left corner to back
Yeah,
right corner.
and
type move.
definitely. Like when I got on the pads and played with them a bit, I have a lot more runway space when I set my runway up to smash.
Right. Yeah. And if you're someone like me, I'm utilizing the whole pad.
Me too,
I'm not.
yeah.
I'm not burying my elbow. I'm putting my
You got
elbow
10
to the
seconds.
far front right,
Yeah.
and I'm bringing it all the way back, and I'm using all my real estate. And you give me an
All right,
extra
gentlemen.
half inch to play with of pad space, or more through the
Elbows back.
diagonal.
Yeah.
It actually changes
Elbows
because
back,
someone
right
who's
there, looks
typically elbow
good.
fouling off the back, they
Is
may not now.
is
Good.
left
Shoulder.
James a strong hand,
More shoulder.
or is he a right guy?
Don't move.
Oh,
Shoulder here.
I
Don't
think
move.
he's a lefty because
They are
I remember
competing
when
both.
he reached out, he
Close you
said,
first.
"I'm willing to put up money against anyone left-handed."
Interesting.
That's what he
Interesting.
said.
This could be a big
Don't
one.
move.
A
Go.
big round. That's right where Trey wants to be. Oh man. To 3-0 him. Talk about making a statement. Talk about making a statement.
These guys are going to pull right-handed as well. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to run into another match. But
Come
first
back
we're gonna
up
get
here,
Dustin's
Treytyn.
Interview.
All right, you guys pulling both hands. That was a dominant performance on the left. The left is your favorable hand for sure. You tell me a little bit about how that match went.
Exactly where I wanted it to go. I wanted to take him inside. I wanted to go bone on bone with him, wrist to wrist. He didn't have nothing for me there. I expect the same thing to happen on the right hand.
You've pulled a lot of right hand in anticipation for this. I would assume it's the same plan, right?
Same plan. Inside, I want him. I mean, his arm's coming home with me.
Yeah. So bicep to bicep, let's go. All right, let's go, Treytyn, let's go. All right, match number 2 on the left hand at 176. This guy has been gripping and ripping for 35 years. He's been represented at WAF Worlds for 2 different countries and has multiple national titles. Representing Conroe, Houston, Texas, Livingston, Piedra, Vaught! This man defines the term test your frame. Prepare to turn your heads. Pulling on home turf, representing the Austin Arsenal, Lorenzo Montanez.
So this is a particularly interesting match because this is not the first time that these guys have gripped up. These guys pulled in a what would you call that? The entire room froze at Texas State.
Yeah, Texas State. These
to
guys
watch these
locked
guys-
up inside.
Right.
And you watched Enzo put his entire frame on the line, and people turned their heads.
Yeah, Lorenzo's putting his frame on the line, putting his arm out.
He is willing
Was
to
he in a
break his
press?
humerus.
Was he in a press?
No,
No,
no.
just
He
complete,
just
like-
fires his shoulder forward and goes.
Okay.
You can expect this to go exactly the same. They agreed to start off in the straps.
Straight to the straps.
Right, so you'll see them go straight to the straps. Very interesting last match, no straps.
What they held on.
They held on.
They were in a burner
Hanging on.
for the whole room, and they held on.
And they held on.
Okay.
A lot of guts out there.
So do you think who does the straps favor when you do this, when you take the hands out of the game? If someone's committing their frame, would you say
Well,
the person committing their frame?
Well, both guys are going to commit their frame. You can guarantee Livingston's going to go inside too. He ain't scared at all.
They both do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is about to get interesting.
Center's this way, back up.
Very interesting,
elbow.
very
Right
quick.
there.
Lorenzo has a
Center's that
huge
way.
hand for 176.
This way.
I mean, look at his hand
There
right
you go.
now, how you can see how
Shoulder.
much bigger it is.
Don't move.
And he's not weaponizing it. He's willing to go right in.
Well, what we can see underneath the table is
move.
he's setting up really high, like he's on his tippy toes. Lorenzo is ready to
Don't
crash
move.
down completely
Yeah, look at that.
sideways. His leg is completely wrapped around the table.
Don't move. Go!
Wow.
There it is.
Like I said, we're going to have a fight right off the bat. Livingston's
Oh, now-
elbow is flirting with
Yeah,
danger.
Lorenzo put his.
Look at this frame. Look at the frame.
Lorenzo's committing more and more. Lorenzo's standing tall, collecting. This is really good commitment.
Really gritty match, gentlemen. Livingston's not willing to die. High hook. High hook. There it is. There it is.
So I have to, when they run that back, I think Livingston Vaught took a lot more energy to hold on out in the outside bicep, that outside
I even
King's move.
think that training with Lorenzo, he's very good at staying there and chilling. Like, it doesn't really work him. The guy trains. He's a fitness
Right.
professional, right?
Okay.
Yeah, he's
So-
a personal trainer for years. And he's used to time under tension.
He made some really good adjustments. I wonder if he's going to start off like this now because he started the match with his leg wrapped around the table.
I think he goes right back.
But I think what he realized.
but he ended up kicking it out.
Yeah, he ended up kicking out because he was in the center of the table and he couldn't go sideways. So then
Yeah.
he
He
braced
brought it
it
to
up.
him.
He brought it like in a figure four and braced it up and then was kicking off of it. So does he do the
Interesting.
same thing? Does he just start with his foot placed up on it?
I think due to being comfortable, he's going to go to the same exact spot he started and then get there again.
And now what does Vaught do?
He has to make a change. 35 years in the game, he understands what change means, right?
Yeah.
So I think he's going to have to do something different.
The guys competed
10
in
seconds.
WAL. The
Yep.
guys competed in
10 seconds.
all
WAF
across
Worlds.
WAF Worlds. The guys, or not WAL, WAF. It was WAF. He
Yeah,
competed
he
in-
represented 2 different countries in WAF Worlds.
That's incredible. Like
Yeah.
so, the guys,
Time.
experience and
Versatile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been around.
Still on track.
But
How much energy did he lose?
but Lorenzo
Still
is
going over.
modern game, like
Modern game.
modern game athlete. He's not. He's young.
He's an athlete
He's an
in the
athlete,
game.
athlete.
Just
Yeah,
keep
he was an athlete
keep
before
traveling.
he was an
Yeah.
arm
Oh,
wrestler.
yeah.
And I
Lifetime
think
martial
That
artist.
matters so much. And
It's what we're seeing now. One of the turns of the tide is where the sport is going.
Right.
You're going to have athletes.
Yeah,
here.
you don't just have just traditional tradesmen who get into arm wrestling just because they have strong hands and arms. You have athletes transitioning who are coming out of other sports. Maybe they can't compete at the top of the line,
Closing you
like
first.
whatever it could be, football
Get
or
center.
bodybuilding
Right there,
or powerlifting or
Sure.
strongmen.
Yep.
They're like, I'm in my 40s now. I can't really compete as heavily as I.
there you go.
But you know what I can do? I can arm wrestle.
Center's
Yeah.
good. Don't.
And
I mean,
those
you're going to
guys-
have older
Shoulder.
dudes that are
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
out of
Don't
big
move.
sports.
Yes.
Getting involved.
Don't
And
For
those,
sure.
and those guys are serious. Those guys come from a background of
Real
training.
business,
yes,
boy.
Yes, yes.
Here we go. Here we go. You can
Don't
see
move.
Livingston
Go.
tensing up.
Wow.
He got a way better bite. He got a way better bite there.
Really good.
Enzo is upside down, but he's going to fight it. He's going to do it.
Lorenzo needs to
Lorenzo
elbow
is
foul here.
willing to stay
No,
here.
no, Lorenzo needs to get out of this.
Yeah, because he fouled. Look at him go. He's going to try to
No,
do it.
stop.
Who fouled?
Elbow.
Bolt foul. That was not what needed to happen. No. Lorenzo's foul there. Right. I mean, that early cut, high cut right there, turning Lorenzo upside down. That is what Vaught needed.
Yeah,
And
he was in a perfect position where he needs to go.
And he needs to
Definitely.
hold. And I guarantee you, no matter how good of an athlete you are, you're going to get fatigued when you're holding
Fully upside down.
fully upside down on your bicep, out like completely stretched out. You can't hold on to that.
I mean, it's a position I like to train with lighter guys because I'm doomed.
Yeah, just for the endurance, the muscle fatigue, but you're never gonna put yourself there in a
No,
match.
no.
Never, even against a lighter guy.
Yeah, no.
You're not gonna do that.
Never. So I think that everything Livingston did there was perfect.
So he's gonna do it again.
He's got to run it back, and Enzo has to know that's what's going to happen.
Oh, thumbs up.
And I think he won the go. He definitely hit first.
Yeah, he got to where he wanted to go. And you could see him tense up before the go in anticipation. Timing was perfect.
And I didn't see what Lorenzo did different with his feet or anything. We're gonna have to double check this time and see what he does.
It looks like Livingston's wearing some fatigue.
All right, there we go.
He's a much older gentleman.
Getting close first.
Push the strap.
This comes
Back.
down
Back a
to
little. Right there. Don't
experience
move. Shoulder.
versus
Don't
fitness
move.
level.
Shoulder in.
So
Don't move.
I'm trying to look. How deep is that cup right now? Like how
move.
wrapped around? It's not that far.
No, and the hand
Don't
isn't
move.
that big.
Go.
Here we go.
Much better bite for Lorenzo.
Oh, that's good. He needs to hang out here. He needs to hang out here.
If he's smart. Yeah! There you go.
Elbow down.
Elbows down.
Nope. Nowhere.
Of course.
Nowhere.
That's a match, buddy.
I promise. It was terrible. Winner.
Winner.
Yeah!
It was
Wow.
Wow, I love the heat up there. You hear the heat up
He
there?
said, "That's a match, baby."
That's
He
a
said,
match,
he said,
baby.
"That's a
I
match,
love
baby."
it.
That is. So
Wow.
this is 1-1, and now they know. Like now, Vaught has felt the lane. He knows exactly what he needs to do.
Yeah.
And now Lorenzo needs to figure out what does he need to do on the start. Because I think when he gets into an equal position with Vaught, he's going to do well. Like,
He'll have to take it.
with a little bit of hand control, or
Little cup,
he's
little
okay.
cup.
He can commit.
It's turned upside down.
But if he gets turned, Vaught is turning him upside down, and that is compromising him.
He's got Steve Gruden's corner right now.
And
Steve's wide open.
Yeah.
And Steve's stout.
And he's technical too, right?
Technical.
Yeah,
He's
he's
very
technical.
technical. I mean, God studies the game more than he pulls.
Yeah. So let's see what comes out of that. I think Lorenzo was thinking he was able to just hold center, like just kind of hold and do something like this. And just bring
kind of corkscrew it.
and then commit and push. You know, like
I think that he has to fire
fire
his
his
elbow forward and just bury his frame off the bat.
well, I think he needs to make sure whatever he's actually proning off the go. He can commit his frame.
You think he comes here
Yes.
and then comes around?
Yes,
Yes, I love that. Yes.
Because he needs to fight that cup.
Yeah.
Vaught is winning purely
cup.
off of that initial
Yeah,
cup,
yeah.
turning him on his bicep.
And it's just, I mean, he's like a mantis at the top.
Yeah, he did really good.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was going to be able to turn him over as much. I thought the grip that I saw, he was going to have a hard time turning him upside down.
Yeah.
But he still managed to do it.
No problem. And once he gets there, if he stays there, it's really hard to deal with.
Centers this back elbow.
He's in no
And
rush to
center.
finish it,
Centers that way.
right? They have a right-handed match after this. I
push
mean,
him off
suck
center.
him up, right? Beat him up before you have that
And push
match.
him off center. Center's right there.
We know how bad
Shoulder
Lorenzo
in.
wants this one, the first
Shoulder
one,
in.
though,
Don't
because it
move.
puts the other guy on
Shoulder
his back
in.
feet.
Don't move.
All right, so he's going to do it. Oh, I feel like he's fighting for it now. Look like Vaught. Look
Set
at
up to go sideways.
Look. Oh, there it is. It's better. It's better. Oh, I feel like Vaught has a high hand.
His elbow, though. His elbow.
Does his elbow come off the front?
Yeah, one elbow on this side.
On where? Offside.
He's off the
The
side.
elbow.
Off that side.
It was
One elbow on
close.
this side. Came right off
I
the
could
side
see
of his
it.
head.
Yeah, it was close.
That foul was very, very well seen on the camera.
That was a match, though. And I think that was a match that was going to last a little bit longer. When you see Vaught,
I also
Vaught was
think
committing
that
the pronation
that
through his
favored
frame.
Livingston. I think that Enzo was where he wanted to be there. He wasn't fully upside down yet.
Yeah.
And he still had the ability to go sideways. Center of table wasn't
But
completely lost.
Vaught's not winning with his pronation. That's what he does. He commits the hand and then he starts pronating through his shoulder, kind of like Michael Todd. He's like,
Yeah,
he's
oh,
like,
yeah.
he's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
leaning backwards and,
And he'll lay down on it.
Yeah, and he's twisting he's contorting his whole body so that he can pronate through his arm. But the problem is that doesn't really work, I think, against Lorenzo if you don't have Lorenzo on his bicep. If you haven't-
Agreed.
If, you
If
haven't
Lorenzo
supinated him.
maintains any of his hand.
Yeah, you're going to lose that frame on frame war.
Yep.
And it's interesting is that like Livingston is using his frame, but he's not committing it the same way.
Yep.
Right? He's using
He's
his frame through his
internal
shoulder.
rotation.
His internal rotation
Yeah.
through his shoulder and his pronation through his shoulder, but he's not bringing that shoulder forward
Yeah.
like Lorenzo is.
Let's go, Enzo.
Hands open. I need center. More. There.
Your side, Enzo.
Shoulder in. Back this one up. Shoulder in.
You can hear Treytyn Black in the background, a training partner of Lorenzo, telling him he's got to get the control off the bat. He's got to
They're-
keep
yeah.
it on his side.
Yeah, they both know they're fighting for this right here. They're fighting for the go. Okay. No, this favors Lorenzo.
This is a place
favors
that Lorenzo wants to
Yep,
be.
right there. Look, Lorenzo slid the elbow forward, and he's committing with
Committed
his
to the
arm.
frame. There's the
This is
frame
scary.
commitment.
This is a scary position. What is it? What do they call? Elbow on
All right,
Livingston.
2-1. This is not over. This is not over. 2-1. Yo, we're in a fight. This is a grinder.
That match, I think, was leaning towards Lorenzo, and again, it's because Vaught did not turn him over right off the go. Who's in the corner right now? This is
His wife, Tammy.
his wife Tammy
Right, and Steve
Bo.
Groot. You can see that Enzo is actually
Steve.
using a cool mitt.
Where?
He has a cool mitt on his right hand right now, and that's to cool your core through your palms. It's
And
a
this-
pretty cool piece of equipment.
and
Company
is
that's
this
sponsoring
Ian?
him.
Ian and Vaught.
Yep, Ian's here to rub Vaught out.
And does Vaught train out of Austin?
No, that's pretty interesting, right? Because Ian trains with Livingston.
Right.
I mean, Ian trains with Lorenzo.
Lorenzo, right. But I guess
But
maybe-
he got permission from Lorenzo because they're old friends,
Okay.
and he asked him to coach him.
Right. The brotherhood in arm wrestling runs
Oh, the
deep,
brotherhood
right?
is deep. Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
you
yeah.
develop these relationships over tens of years, and
Yeah.
then, you know, you want to support one another. Also, at this point, how could you not have respect for both of these athletes? They're both.
I mean, they're both laying it on the line.
They're both laying it all on
Yeah,
the line.
talk about grinders. And when we talked to them both, we knew we were getting a grinder out of this.
Well, I think so. Lorenzo won at stake,
Yep.
and Vaught wanted to redeem himself because he thought he didn't think he deserved to lose.
Yep. Yep.
But
And there
they-
was so much heat at that table.
Right, and what
We're
you said-
seeing it here again.
The whole room stops. You know, you're in this outstretched position.
Mm-hmm.
You know, anytime someone commits their frame, you're doing one or two things. You're either glued to it, or
turning
you're
your head.
turning away.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you're turning
yeah.
away.
Yeah.
You want to get away from it.
For sure.
And I think when Lorenzo does it, because I think he seems so comfortable while he's doing it,
tighter.
you just want to watch.
Yeah. Look at the fitness level
Yes.
of Lorenzo. His skin is paper thin. It's crazy.
Yeah. Did he have to cut weight or anything?
No, he walks around
Shoulder
really
in.
close, so he'll
More.
do like a 2-pound
Right
cut.
there.
A
Don't move.
2-pound cut.
It ain't so
Don't
don't
Yeah.
move.
And Lorenzo's probably not that much
Close
heavier
me
than
first.
76 either.
Livingston.
No. That's how he walks around for sure. He gets sometimes up to
Don't move.
82.
This looks really good. There it is.
That's where
Oh,
Livingston
no, he
wants
needs
to
to
be.
commit the cut. He needs to commit the cut.
Uh-oh. Lorenzo's talking to him.
No, he needs to commit the cut. This isn't what I
They're
wanted to
still
see.
talking.
This is it.
He's willing to press. He's willing to press.
There it is.
Wow. Wow. What a fight.
So
What a fight.
Vaught's wrist just got compromised as Lorenzo started rolling through his arm and pressing and staying pronated. Let's see what Dustin says with Lorenzo. They're going to interview right here.
All right, my friend.
Yes.
Talk about a war, boys. Hats off, Livingston. That was a fucking war.
That guy's a vet. That guy's been arm wrestling since I was born.
Yeah, that's a monster.
And that guy is still fucking strong. And I hope to be like that guy when, you know, when I'm his age. But no disrespect at all, man. You're the man.
So this isn't over. You guys have a right-hand match after this. How did you expect left hand to go in comparison to right?
I had no idea because I know that's his dominant arm, and I wanted all I had to do. I knew was to meet him in the middle. You know, if I could do that and if I could match him, but today was my day. So.
All right.
Sorry, Livingston.
Well, guys, we still have a right-hand match. Good luck to you, my friend. Well done. Oh. All right. Let's have Treytyn and James back to the table. We're going to swap sides, gentlemen, while we swap pads. Well, that was a war. What do we expect to see here?
Well, I'm actually pulling up their stats because I don't know. I thought James' left arm was his better arm, and I'm looking at Aries right now, and it looks like it is. Yeah, he has over 10 more wins on his left arm and losses than on his right arm. But is it the same story for
Treytyn. Yeah, same story for Treytyn.
Same story for Treytyn, right?
Yeah.
His left is his better arm.
Yeah,
and
it's considerably better.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's been flashed on the right. We're on the left. He pretty much slows everybody down and makes it a dogfight.
Here we go. So
I assume that with James's experience, he's been around a lot longer, that he approaches this from a different perspective.
You know, the truth is even though sometimes you're arm wrestling on maybe your less successful arm, what is it that we always say? Styles make matches.
Yeah, you see the bicep on this kid? Jesus. Yo, if that's an indicator, this dude's dead.
Move. Go.
Oh, what happened there? They call that a center pin or a foul?
Win.
I mean, God, he just crushed down. I mean, that looked very dominant.
That was very dominant. Polanco's going to
If
need
I'm
to figure
Polanco,
something
I'm
out.
asking to go to the straps.
He's going to need to figure something out.
I mean,
Or-
I'm running to the straps. It's not a hand loss that he's losing, but I mean, he's got to do something different.
I don't know what he does different. I mean, when it looks like he wasn't able to get outside of Treytyn's hand, and he wasn't able to, you know, like his arm got squished down to the center. Or maybe there was just a pressure he wasn't ready for.
It looked that way. Yeah,
It looked like a pressure. And so sometimes when you have to feel it once.
Don't move. Go.
Oh, dominant. So you can see there that Treytyn just isn't afraid at this point.
Yep.
Yeah, he's willing to let him go.
He looks really happy.
Yeah, he looks really happy.
He looks relieved.
Yeah. I mean, the work the guy put in on his way here. He's been
yeah.
posting videos of all his workouts, all his training.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Well, and
he gets to
also-
the table and is laying into us.
Yeah, and you know, and I don't want to take anything away from James because it does still take a lot to travel halfway
James
across
had
Texas.
rough travel,
and he had
man.
rough travel, and you don't know exactly how good you are until you're out there on a stage like this and you're arm wrestling other arm wrestlers that, you know, are seen to be, you know, someone thought this was a match. James wanted the match.
James wanted the match.
Treytyn wanted the match.
Yeah,
you know, so these have to happen. I think we're gonna see.
I mean, all hats off to James. The dude ends up driving from Dallas in the middle of the night during a weight cut to get here. Like,
to make weight.
He had a rough
Gets
go.
here, has to still cuts weight.
Had to go into his car, cut some more weight.
You have to give it to him. Like that's hard.
Dude's
to
a
do.
warrior, man.
You know, think about this. Treytyn had home turf advantage.
Yep, it's a thing.
100%.
Yeah, definitely.
Treytyn didn't have to go. He probably has a dedicated sauna. He knows exactly where he's going. He knows exactly what to do.
Yeah.
You know, he can weigh in early. He can refuel early. All that matters.
Yeah, big time, big time. And he is a refeeder boy.
I think if I'm James right now, I'm just committing.
That's
deep.
one warning.
I'm corkscrewing up hard, and I'm just committing my arm and my frame and my shoulder, and just saying, if I can't slow you down, like I'm gonna throw my whole body into it, and just see what happens.
Go.
That's exactly what I would have tried to do.
You have to do what you have to do.
That's what you gotta do. When your hand fails, when your wrist fails, when everything's failing, you just gotta commit forward. But it didn't look like it was enough.
Treytyn Black.
Super dominant here, and he's gonna get
Let's
interviewed
talk a
by
little bit
Dustin.
about that.
No.
That went good, huh?
Exactly how it was planned. Exactly how it was planned.
Tell me how the relief. Where are you at right now? Your day's over.
I saw it. I visualized it. I've been visualizing it for the last couple of weeks. I saw it. It came true.
Yep. Well done, my friend. We look forward to seeing you back. All right, this is our last 176-pound bout. Forged in the fires of Houston, now training in a place of solitude in Oklahoma. His performance at Texas State proves speed kills. Heath, the Harbinger, Chishty.
Got a monster inside of me. You better watch out if you ignite me. There's a road ahead of full prophecy to be the greatest beast the world has ever seen. I feed him every day like the bones clean. I feed him all the hate and he grows me and he gets caught real big.
It's okay. It's okay. This guy's hand may have been dipped in titanium. Pulling out of San Antonio with the Texas Arm Addicts, Drew Thompson.
My bad. You'll be after.
Get the body back.
Top flight us in.
Go, Heath, fire up.
So it's not Drew's first time on this. Oh, I don't know if they can hear us yet, but
Yeah, they can hear us.
let's see.
These guys have gone to war before.
Yes, and actually, you know, despite their records, Chishty has a 3-0 win on Drew at the last. There's an event in Houston.
In Houston, yeah, he went right through them.
And
There's some caveats.
Yeah, there's some caveats. There's some controversy. Drew kind of was practice pulling before the match. The match was
Yeah, he went
supposed to be
through a
on.
crazy after pull
Right. And
the week before.
Right, and it was told that the match was off. That was
Yo.
a really even slip. But you know what? I think the
Elbows
straps
down,
are
elbows
favored
down.
by Drew. Drew is a technician. And it's interesting, if you watch these two guys, Drew's the antithesis.
The antithesis of
Heath.
Heath.
Because Heath is high energy, yelling, you know, slapping, hitting the pad. And Drew is quiet, meticulous.
Meticulous,
Look,
yeah.
Like what he's doing right now. He wants to know where his strap's at. He's watching
He's thinking the entire time this goes on. It's I think the strap is probably the strongest part of Drew's game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
out.
He's a different beast.
Like
in
he
it.
sits on the couch and plays with that.
Yeah. Well, he's
this
a guy
out.
who just likes to
Both
pronate. He trains his
out.
pronation all the time. I think he's known for posting videos of himself doing like the Devon lift,
Yeah.
doing a rising lift.
here.
It's what he does just around the
Center's
clock. I
that
think
way.
that's a majority
there.
of his training.
Shoulder in.
And I think
More.
Heath is
Don't
actually
move.
known for climbing ropes.
In.
He climbs
He
ropes.
puts
He
rocks-
causes havoc at home.
He puts rocks in a
Don't
backpack.
move.
Yeah.
And he
And
weights.
he has
and
weights dangling from him, like kettlebells
and
dangling.
he climbs ropes without his feet, and that is his workout.
Don't move.
He's on. He's. Look at the hand. Look at the hand. He's a madman.
All right,
the dude is
but
a madman.
This is
Two
a
more of those
perfect
coming.
example. A perfect example of what I think is
Yeah.
about to happen.
Yo, he
is
comes
that
in hot, boy.
Drew is going to make some
Adjustments.
insane adjustments.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
And they'll be small, right? They'll be small, but mean the world.
He goes, oh, okay. He's hitting me like that. I know exactly where to put the pressure now.
Yeah.
Guarantee it. He's going to probably rise that high
And
knuckle.
Heath
He's
is
gonna
doing the
hit-
opposite. He doesn't even want his quarter
No.
nothing.
He's like, I'm going to do it again.
Yeah, we're not rubbing arms.
Yeah. He's like, same thing but harder. That is his game plan. Watch, Drew's going to come up here.
Yo, Drew is unshook by the
No.
situation.
Drew's going to say, okay, I know exactly what to feel now. I'm going to hit high. He's going to stay outside. And
He's gonna attack the fingers.
you're going to see Heath's hand get cracked back. I'm willing to bet it.
Or Heath's hand is crazy.
Shoulder in. More.
He said dipped in what?
Shoulder in.
Titanium.
Take this out.
We will see.
We'll
we
see.
will see.
But I'm with you. I think that Drew is calculated and understands the adjustment he needs to make. He's gonna pull him
You know,
outside.
in a lot of ways, I don't want to steal Drew's thunder, but I'm very similar to that. I will have a match.
So right there, you saw
Yeah.
what Heath wanted to do though. was
Elbows
bust
down,
up his
please.
wrist.
Yeah.
He goes into that with hurt in mind.
And he's going
Over
to do
here,
this
Heath.
again, and I guarantee you he's going to set up differently. And I really feel like he's going to be hitting outside. Heath's going to hit sideways,
Look how calm Drew is.
and Drew's 120 pounds of pronation that he does
Yep.
is going to come into play, and he's
that's
going to
it.
crack his own hand back.
One of the problems that I get into with that 120 pounds of pronation for Drew is what is that pronation lift like the day after you make weight when you make a cut like Drew does?
Yeah, something we haven't talked about. Drew does this all the time where he's well, not all the time, but just recently.
I mean, he's a 190-plus pound guy.
He comes down from 190, 195?
Yeah, 192.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been in the 98s for sure.
Drops 20 pounds, 20-pound weight cut.
Shows up to kill.
First this time.
I mean, I do it. I get
Yeah.
it. But I lose strength. There's no question.
Back this up.
You lose
Come on,
power.
bring that in.
Here we
Don't
go.
move. Don't.
You may come in the more
Looks
dominant
Looks like
individual.
so he's doing this thing. He's already sliding his
out.
elbow
Yeah, he's sliding his elbow out, yeah.
Drew slid his elbow out to
He's
his
trying to
back
steal the
right.
strap.
He's stealing the strap. He's getting that bottom strap loaded.
But look how big the hand is on
Yeah,
Heath.
Heath is huge.
Yo, he's a madman.
Doesn't
the
matter
dude's
where
a
you hit
madman.
me.
He said it doesn't matter what you do.
All right. So Drew did exactly what I thought he was going to do, where he's going to.
Yeah, you hear this guy? He said he's gonna beat me.
He's loading the pronation a lot more, but I don't think it mattered. Heath is cupping way too hard. Heath's cup is beating his.
Yeah, Heath's violence is winning. So what you're seeing right now is the hand get taken away. So you're seeing Heath violently attack through his thumb against Drew, who's doing the same thing. Drew is trying to utilize his hand to get into the other individual's fingers, right, to attack Heath's hand. But Heath's pronation through violence of action is de-weaponizing the weapon of Drew, which was his hand.
Right, and maybe what we see here. So they keep slipping,
Don't move.
and the reason they're
Shoulder in.
slipping is
Don't
because they're
move.
both hitting hard and
Shoulder in.
outside.
Don't
But
move.
maybe if Drew gets into that strap and gets it really tight,
Yeah.
what's that going to
Move.
do?
Go.
It's going to take away a lot more of that hand. And honestly,
Yo, did you see
maybe is
this?
this over?
Yeah, this is over.
He wasn't able to get out.
He couldn't even escape.
Heath just crushed.
He couldn't even escape.
There was side pressure city in here. I did not expect this.
All right, bounty hunter.
His hand's stronger than mine, huh, Dustin? You look. Hey, whose hand is stronger?
My hand. I'm just kidding. We'll get there. We'll after pull. We'll play. We could talk later for sure. We've done this before. But you look good. Hell, you looked fantastic. And I think violence of action won the day. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I choose violence. And that's all it takes.
This guy chooses violence every goddamn time. Heath, hats off to you, brother. We'll see you again. Thank you. All right, we brought those boys in to buy a little bit of time after that grinder between Lorenzo and Livingston. We're going to have those boys back up to the table for their right-hand match, and let's get this thing on.
Y'all have Treytyn check his messenger on Facebook. I'm getting him some messages from the audience.
All right, gentlemen. We're going right to the strap.
So one of the things to think about in arm wrestling is arm breaks happen. How to pull in a safe way. One of the ways you do that is by keeping your hand in between your shoulders, right? You maintain 3 points of contact, you could look at it as, where your hand is in between your shoulders and your eyes are looking at your hand. If you're first getting into the sport, one of the things you really want to focus on is keeping your hand between your shoulders and keeping your eyes on your hand. I like to teach new guys to look at their index knuckle when they pull, and instead of just driving sideways, like you'll see Enzo doing this, you want to pull back to you until you understand those fundamentals and you can pull safely.
Yeah, and it's funny
Right.
because these athletes
Livingston,
here are not
you
the
put your
ones
thumb up or
that
down?
you'd want to look at to
Yeah,
learn how to
yeah.
pull safely.
Up
but
or down? Down.
what's
Both of
that
you guys
mean?
are
Like
down.
after a while, right?
I'm gonna start with
athletes
elbows,
will
please.
naturally
Elbows back,
develop
2 inches.
their own styles.
Yep.
And they'll kind of
Livingston,
fall
you want to put the
into
strap tighter?
techniques that maybe, I'll call them traditional. They're not traditional moves that you know.
Yeah, and also,
Elbows back.
as you learn to pull inside, outside, outside
back.
attacking the hands,
Elbows
inside
back.
attacking the bicep.
Livingston, elbow back.
The game kind of
More.
has a chain, right? Fingers,
That's it,
wrist,
right there.
bicep, shoulder.
Center, don't move.
Right, and these are the areas that you attack
here,
when you
it's a
go into
warning.
this.
Shoulder,
And as you pull,
looks good.
you'll get
Shoulder looks
stronger
good, don't
in
move.
those areas and more resilient to injury. So it just takes time to get to the level that these guys are at, and you
That
can
was-
commit
that
that
was
frame.
movement. One warning.
And when we say commit the frame, it means shoving that
close your
shoulder
hand,
forward,
rotate
where
it
you're
in,
willing
okay?
to put that humerus at risk
one
to have a
warning.
spiral fracture. Like,
Elbows
if your
still look
hand
pretty good
travels
right there.
outside
I'm
your
happy
shoulder,
with
that's
that.
how
Don't
you get
move.
hurt.
Shoulder.
Some guys get very resilient in that
Don't
position.
move.
And they're willing
Shoulder,
to dive
don't
in
move.
like you'll see here right now.
Thumbs.
Yeah.
Close
That
me
makes me
first,
nervous
Lorenzo.
sometimes.
Sure.
Still, Dewoody.
Sure.
Still.
Yeah.
It
Don't
still
move.
makes me.
I'm
Go!
not there for sure.
Stop!
Yeah.
See, but that was clean.
That's
That was
clean.
just a high hook right there.
High hook, yeah.
Right? And
So
a
high hook
Winner.
meaning he.
Yeah.
Can you break it down a high hook like you saw there?
Yeah, a high hook is going to be like an equal amount of hand and arm dominance. You're coming from the center of the table, and typically you're applying
Yeah.
an equal amount of back
He's
pressure, which is
coming over.
towards you, like a
Yep.
hammer curl, and side pressure.
Yep,
And
yep,
it's
yep.
this, it's the top of the triangle, top of the pyramid in arm wrestling technique. It means you have dominant hand, dominant arm.
Yeah, if you can do all of that, that's a tough move to beat.
It's very tough. And it's something that if you have a strong hand and strong arm, it's a move you want to lead with because
Yeah.
you can let it lead the dance because then as the match goes on, you can decide.
You can transition.
Yeah, was my arm failing? Was my hand failing?
Yeah.
Do I need to move more inside,
Just as
more
we discussed,
outside?
the chain, right? Fingers, wrist, bicep, shoulder. Elbow integrity is another part, right? And that's-
Absolutely.
as you begin in this game, one of the things you'll really feel is the pain through the elbow. But if you push yourself through that, continue training diligently, it goes away very, very much. You create a buffer in that realm.
All right, gentlemen. To the table, please.
All right, these athletes are getting all shooken out. They're getting re-chalked. They're getting their arms up. I don't know what Vaught was told in his corner, but I think he's.
Yeah, well, he knows he has to do something different. He has to try and utilize hand dominance.
What do you do after you've just high hooked?
I mean, I think all you do is go for a traditional top roll and you go straight back because
Yeah.
it's the enemy of side pressure.
Well, it's actually too. I think the thing that beats a high hook actually is one of the extremes.
Extremes, yeah.
Right? You have the very high.
What
you have
chain
the-
can you break?
Right, and so the extremes in arm wrestling are you have extreme outside, which means arm completely open, king's move,
Yep.
where the other guy just can't finish
And
you.
you're laying into his
Right.
fingers.
Or you have that shoulder so far forward, and
Yep.
that's an inside move.
And you're
Your
able
shou-
to cup.
Right,
Yep.
and one of those,
So
right?
cupping being ultimate wrist flexion, like you're pulling something towards you.
And bending your wrist all the way.
Tighter.
Yep.
Can you
And
all
hold
the
your
way over.
The
fingers?
problem is
Hold them tight
is
for me.
typically if you got high hooked, you may not have the tools
Both
to
of you gonna
come.
close
Like
your
you
thumbs
may
down?
not have.
Yeah,
Both
you
of
have
you
to
gonna close
figure
your
out
thumbs
what
down,
part can you break
Lorenzo?
on him at that point, and they were
Right.
dominant.
And it's hard to find out.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can find out in the after pulls. You can
totally
find out in
perfect.
practice.
I
you
mean,
can talk to your teammates.
there's so much you learn at that point.
But you can't find
Livingston,
out right now.
Close your thumbs down.
Now's not the time.
Lorenzo,
I mean, you
close
just
your
have to
thumb
be
down.
extreme,
Is that
right?
what you're doing?
You have to
Okay.
go extreme and try something
Open your thumbs.
dramatic.
Center's right there.
You know what's
Elbows
real
back.
interesting is these two guys.
Elbow back. Right there. That's
Vaught
center.
has
Don't
over
move.
70
Shoulder.
matches recorded in Aries on his right
Don't
arm,
move.
when
Shoulder.
Lorenzo
Don't move.
only has like
your
14,
thumbs.
15 matches.
This guy's been
Livingston,
around
close you
forever.
first.
Yeah, it's just like, but it's the new age of arm wrestling.
Yeah, new blood.
New
One
blood.
warning.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't close your hand.
So what are they complaining about? Can we hear
I was
them?
about to.
So it
Didn't
looks
get a
like
chance. Okay, let's try it again.
Marcus
one
was
warning on
closing
this
one of their
side.
hands.
Okay? Elbows are good. Don't move.
Hold on.
Shoulder.
So what happened
Don't
is
move. A little shoulder
Vaught
here. Don't
went to
move.
close his own hand.
Thumbs. Lorenzo, closing you
okay,
first
okay,
this
okay.
time. Don't cover the knuckle. Don't move. Go!
He stopped it. He stopped that.
Yeah.
Strap.
No way.
Oh no!
I was
It was
fast.
very
Parallel
fast.
pin.
Sir.
Winner.
Parallel pin.
So what's happening is a pin doesn't have to be the hand touching the pad. Actually, the wrist can break the
Right.
line between both pads.
Right, anywhere from where your wrist begins to bend
Yep.
and up to your fingertips has
Yep.
to break like this invisible
And I
plane.
have had my fingers sweep under it.
Right, right, and it's not just touching the pin pad, but it is this invisible plane of
Across
the pin
the
pad
pad.
across the whole table.
Yeah.
So,
And so that's why you see like the down ref is down there looking low through
Right.
the pads
At
so that he can see
eye
something
level,
like that. break.
right? You know, it's really hard too, is because I think I was on your side.
That-
It
that
looked
was
like it
stopped.
stopped.
Yeah.
It looked like okay, he's a centimeter above the pad. He got stopped.
And I was watching it on screen.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. From over here, I can't see as well, but we have the same live everyone else has, and we're able to see right here at the table,
Yeah.
like we're standing right next to these athletes, and it looked very close.
Very close.
One more, Enzo.
Very,
So
very
now,
close.
all right, Lorenzo's pacing. He's composing himself, and I think
You can
Vaught-
see Livingston's thinking things
Vaught
out
is
right
still
now.
a little upset. I think Vaught really felt like he stopped it, and now he knows he has to stop it again.
He's got to stop it just a second sooner.
Yeah.
And if he stops it there, does Enzo go straight to a press?
Does Lorenzo have a press on his right arm? Is he able
gentlemen.
to bring that shoulder all the way
Table,
forward
please.
and tricep extend into
I think he does.
Livingston's arm?
I think he does. Not well practiced, but he does.
Okay.
Apply the strap.
And now that the matches are kind of concluding for these lighter weights, especially for Lorenzo and Vaught, do you think at the end of the day, going straight to the strap favored anybody? Because I have an opinion, but I want to hear yours.
Here's what I could say about going straight to the strap for Austin Arsenal guys, especially. There ain't no one getting on a table and not getting strapped right up immediately.
Okay, so y'all train almost exclusively in the strap.
So much. We train how to get there,
So
and
do
we
I.
train how to compete.
My team, my guys, even the new guys, brand new, I have them pulling inside the strap.
Yeah.
And that's because, and today, modern arm wrestling,
It's where it's gonna go.
2024,
Yeah.
it's strap arm wrestling.
Yep.
If a match doesn't make it to the straps, you probably didn't need to be having a match in the first place. If you can just, one person
down.
gets contained outside
Yeah.
the straps.
I mean,
before-
unless you're both going to go inside, right?
Yes,
If you're
sure,
both gonna dive
sure.
inside,
But
we
even
could practice
hooking-
like that
but
all day.
even hooking
It's different in the strap.
is different in the
Yeah,
strap.
definitely.
Because your arms are, strapped up and connected at the bottom. And
Okay.
anyone who
Serve the elbow
has done
back.
any sort of weightlifting, they know the
Elbow
further
back.
away the weight is from your elbow, the
Elbow
heavier
back.
it is.
Yeah.
So you're
Right
basically
there.
giving each guy an anchor point.
That's center
Yeah,
right
for
there.
sure.
All right,
Shoulder.
we know
Don't
what's going to
move.
happen
Shoulder.
here.
Don't move.
Lorenzo's going for the high
your
hook.
thumbs.
Vaught is
Livingston
going
closing
for
first.
a almost like King's move. He's going to just.
He's trying to break
Don't
it.
move.
Is he cupping? Is he
Go.
cupping?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Stop.
that was a pin.
Nothing he can do. Nothing he can do.
Elbows down, please.
All right. Wow. So was this a 3-0 win left and right? I don't remember the left-handed scores, but this is we're gonna see Lorenzo back. I think he's gonna come back and he's gonna get to defend this position. And this is what it looks like to be on home turf. This is what it looks like to be a modern day.
All right, my
athlete.
friend. That was wicked.
That was awesome.
That was awesome, right?
awesome, yeah.
You're on top of the world right now.
A little bit.
Yeah. So you figured it was going to go that way if you got through his left hand.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly like my teammate Trey said. You
Yeah.
see it, you do it,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what happened.
I bought you guys a little bit of time after that grinder you had and
Yeah.
had Heath come out. I thought that maybe the fatigue would be a factor. How do you feel about your fatigue? Where were you at?
I mean, dude, I train like a monster. There's no fatigue. There's no excuses.
You're ready to keep going?
It's just, yeah.
All right.
That's it.
Well, with that being said,
prepared.
we'll see you soon.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, we're going to bring out the co-main and the main event for an interview. Let's bring out the co-main event, the heavyweights. All right, gentlemen, we all traveled a long way. We're finally here. Can you tell me a little bit about your opponent? Something about him.
Multinational champ. I know that. I think he's predominantly outside puller.
And how do you feel about your opponent?
I feel pretty good. Yeah, no, I think I'm going to give him everything he came for.
That's what's up. Same question for you. How do you feel about your opponent?
I feel pretty confident. I mean, when I stopped pulling, he was still an amateur, so we'll see if he got any better since then.
All right, there you have it. Chris, what is your path to victory? What do you got to do today?
I got to be fast. I got to hit hard, and he's not going to stop me.
Excellent. Same for you, sir.
I don't know about me not stopping him.
All right, so you know you got to put brakes on him. Excellent.
I think it's just going to come down to speed.
Yeah. Gentlemen, ladies, you heard it here. He's not called the Juggernaut for no reason. Time to stop him. Let's go, boys. Thank you.
Just repeat the score more often.
Let's bring out our main event.
No, not.
All right, boys. We've trained real hard for this. We knew this was coming. We're doing something special here. It's a gauntlet match. This will be left, right, left, right. We'll only have breaks after both hands go. Tell me a little bit about how you feel.
I feel good. Yeah, I respect him as an opponent. He's strong. He's beaten me in the past, but it's the past, so it doesn't count.
How about yourself?
It's another walk in the park.
All right. Mr. Bedwell, tell me what it's going to take to win today.
I just had to show up. I just had to be here. I put in the work. There ain't nobody working as hard as I do. Period.
That's what's up. How about yourself, Mr. Ricks?
The stronger man's going to win. So, end of the day, the setup will matter. Direction we hit will matter. But whoever wins was the stronger man, and that'll be me.
That's what's up. Thank you so much for your time, gentlemen. Let's get to war. Yep. So, guys, coming into this next match, we have two individuals that are strong boys. And these boys are both dogs, 220 pounds. I expect them to lock up. I have a lot of time on the table with both guys. One of them, he was my rival and fired me up for a while, got me to where I'm at. We've had some wars. And that dude's literally growled at me at the table. The other one, he trains in silence, family man, true to his whole family all the time, and doesn't travel to pull. But when people come around home turf sniffing, he's willing to show up. All right. Introducing first, representing Southeast Texas, Beaumont born and bred, known for biting down on his mouthpiece, his tenacity, and relentless drive. Cody, the Pit, Haga. Next, a very versatile puller with equal lanes inside, outside, and a press. Coming to us from the San Antonio Arm Wrestling team, Michael Zamora. Talk about a hometown club. You hear this guy's family? I told you, this is the family man. Yeah. Yeah, we know them both well. We know them well for sure.
Cody's been making a name for himself here in Texas for a little while now, right?
Yeah, he's been
pulling
around
for several years.
Yep.
And really skyrocketed, I think, these last 2 years.
Up or down?
Yeah, he's been a warrior in the
up
198.
or down?
He went up to 220 and took on fights.
Both you
Did he
can
not
come up.
win Texas State this last year?
He won it left-handed last.
Start with your
left-handed.
webbing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Elbows back.
And they
both of you.
pull. Do they pull left hand, right
there,
hand?
that's-
No,
That's right.
it's just
That's
right-handed.
good.
Just
Don't
right-handed.
move.
Cody injured his left.
Shoulder looks good. Shoulder looks good. Don't move.
But I know he's
Close
been
your
training
thumbs.
with some really, really, really big dogs
Michael,
out
I'm
in
gonna close you
Louisiana.
first.
Like
So-
Craig Toulier.
So one thing to note is Zamora had to cut a lot of weight for this. Zamora had to come
Don't
down.
move.
He was probably 238, 240.
Well, all I can say is if Zamora sucks anybody up like that, if Zamora sucks you up like that, it's a problem.
It's a major problem.
Yeah, like what are you gonna do?
Nobody.
That was very fast.
And Zamora is deceitfully strong. People tell me
yeah.
I'm deceitfully strong. People tell you you're deceitfully strong. Like you're stronger than you look.
Yep.
Zamora is way stronger than he looks.
Oh, yeah.
And
So what you guys saw there was him basically get around the arm and pull it to him so that he opened up the distance between this and this. The further this gets open, the harder it is to compete. Where the closer you are here, as you saw Zamora, bring that inside. Man, good luck getting out of that. He shut the door.
Shoulder up and down. You're locked in.
Yep.
You can't pull out.
No, no.
You're trapped.
You're stuck to go. You have to go forward. You have no choice.
You have your choice.
Or let it go.
Try to rip him out of his hands. You can't.
I'd sure be willing to try. Yeah, you can't.
No.
Because you'd have to bust his wrist and get through his bicep. There's too many connection points that once it's there.
Elbows down.
But Cody knows what he's doing. Cody's been around a long time.
1-0 Zamora.
And he's got to think about the setup. All right, though this goes into a ref script, there is a lot of thought that goes into making the other guy uncomfortable.
What do you think?
I think Cody knows
Close
this is
the
going
thumb
to
down.
go inside, and
Close
Cody's
the
going to
thumb up.
fire.
Got it.
Or
Start with
or
webbing.
lay
Elbow
outside.
back, please.
Lay back.
Yeah, I don't know if you
Center's
can lay
here.
it. So
Cody.
Michael has a really big hand. Cody has a
Elbow
small
back,
hand.
please. Yeah.
Cody wants to typically try to hook people, right? I know he trains his top roll. The only problem
hand
is
down,
is
Cody.
that Zamora has such a
center.
big hand.
Zamora,
You're
you have to
going to
bring your
get
elbow
trapped
back.
inside of it.
Right there. Your thumb
You're-
down.
you're going to
So
get
in my
trapped in
past
Zamora.
of arm
That's
wrestling with
center.
Zamora, what I want to try and do
Elbow
is
back.
I want to have a very strong rise
No,
that
webbing
stops
is
him from being able to
perfect.
pull me in this
Don't
way.
move.
That forces
Shoulder
him to
looks
pull me
good,
out
don't
here.
move. Shoulder here.
And if I can
Don't
make
move.
him hook me further out,
Close your thumbs.
now I can get into his
Yeah,
hand.
yeah, yeah. Because
Close
you
knee
have to
first
take
this
him into
time.
the hand.
Yep, you have to take him
Because-
into the hand.
Don't move.
His arm is scary.
Scary. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Don't move. Go.
There it is.
Yeah, but that was fine.
There it
But
is.
Zamora did exactly right. Cody went straight back. So the athletes here slips.
Yep.
And what happens is I think Zamora let it happen.
So
Zamora
so
felt
basically
his
what
hand
happened
going.
is Zamora did not get the hit that he wanted, like he
Right.
did the first one.
Yep.
And Cody busted into his fingers, and he did the right thing. Zamora essentially let it happen.
Yes, he did.
Yep.
He did not hold on. He did not try to contain. Do you think Cody was sleeping on that first round?
As Cody said, yes. Yep. Yeah,
So
so
he's telling us he was asleep.
yeah, he's
he
telling
was
us
not
he was
ready.
asleep.
He was. But let's face it,
Give me a thumb up.
Zamora was really fast regardless.
Yeah.
He was so quick.
Elbow back.
He had a game plan. He goes,
More.
I know exactly what I'm going to do.
Right there. That's
And I
center.
think that
Don't
that
move.
is a big
Shoulder.
angle
Don't
in a
move.
lot of matches.
Shoulder.
One of the
Don't
things we've
move.
been talking about in this sport is what muscles are at play when you see this match happening. And look at Cody's weight distribution, right? You can see that he has his weight into his left leg, right? His right leg is cocked way back, and he's about to drive sideways. You can see where Cody's set up right now. Oh, he's moving.
Do you think sideways is the move for Zamora against Zamora?
I don't know. I mean, I think he
I think
might
you have
be able to
you have-
take Zamora's
no,
hand.
You have to go through the hand first. I don't think you can go sideways
Elbow
without
back.
compromising the hand first.
Right
Otherwise,
there.
you're getting
That's
hooked.
center.
Yeah,
Don't
so
move.
But you know
so
what? I
we're
think
talking riser at that point.
I think in an equal
Shoulder
hook,
looks good.
I think
Don't
Cody
move.
has lanes. Cody is
Thumbs.
super strong. Cody won Texas State left-handed.
Close
Yeah.
knee first
Like,
this time.
and his right arm, I think, is it's not much further away from his
No,
left.
no, no, no. It's
So
right stacked.
he's
Move.
very equal.
Go.
Again, I think Cody was sleeping. Zamora had a game plan.
Yeah.
Zamora knew exactly what he wanted. And I have to say, because I've pulled Zamora, I have wins on Zamora, I've lost to Zamora, I am so proud of him right now because I felt like this was punching up.
This was definitely punching up. But Zamora's a bigger dude. He's a big man.
Yeah, he is. He's big.
Cody weighed in at 215 with clothes on, where Zamora made a cut to get down.
Cody posted a video before these matches.
ice cream
Well,
and
no, but
pizza.
no, I was saying, hey, look, Zamora, what's your max? Whatever your max is, I can do 10 pounds, 15 pounds more on everything.
Yep.
And he posted a video of him doing like 135 pounds pronation.
So we're talking
110 pound-
pronation, power through the thumb.
Right. The ability to turn your hand like this,
Yes.
which in arm wrestling is just to compromise the other person.
Yes.
You compromise the other person's hand and wrist, and now you have a dominant position.
Yep. So it's tendon strength. It's also bicep strength, right?
and-
he squeezes that bicep as he makes that turn.
So imagine going into a match. You're Zamora. The other guy has posted videos of him doing lifts more than you. He goes, hey, look, you do this lift, I can do more. And you think
reps.
For reps. And he's actually stronger than you, air quotes,
Yeah.
stronger than you in the lifts. But how does that correlate to arm
It doesn't
wrestling?
always transition.
It doesn't always correlate.
I mean, I've ghosted people on these tables, right? That told me I do all these lifts, and
Right.
all they do is weight train.
Or even worse is someone comes in and someone has I bench 400 pounds. And you go, buddy,
Yeah, yeah.
buddy, that's not going to help you here.
Yeah.
You know, this is all about the ability to bend your wrist, pronate, turn your arm over.
Bend your
and
wrist,
keep
power
your
through your
arm
thumb.
At the lat drag, keep your elbow connected to your body.
Yeah, understanding that the lat's job is to pull the elbow backwards, right? So engaging that, he is trying to pull his elbow back and separate the other individual.
Perfect.
Cody has to
Shoulder,
utilize
don't
his
move.
lat here.
Shoulder.
Yeah,
A lot
yeah.
more
No,
shoulder.
he needs to separate
More.
Zamora, and
Don't
he needs to fire off.
Right
and
there.
look what he's doing. Look where his foot's at. His foot's
your
posted
thumbs.
up on Zamora's side.
Close knee
He's
first,
ready to
He's about
blast
to blow
backward.
back.
He's about to blast backwards as hard as he
Don't
can.
move. Go.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like where he's at with that, though.
was
Cody
good.
is in a good position
That
if
was
he can
good.
pull that off.
Wait, his corner, Caleb Ricks, who's our
Did you catch
headliner.
what he said?
No, I didn't hear.
He's telling him something to do on the strap.
Yeah, something with the strap. But so Cody, he's
Oh,
make sure you
he's
get
trying
some
to create
bite.
bite.
So what that is, guys, is sometimes when the strap is applied, it doesn't get. It can be tight, but you don't have as much connection. Sometimes you want it to be when you move your arm, you're moving that other guy's arm. You want direct connection. You want direct.
Especially at the bottom of the strap. You
at
see
the
it right
bottom.
now. Both guys have the strap very low, right? And they're going to post through that strap.
And the way to get bite, in a lot of ways, at least the way I do it, Dustin, is
Yeah.
I scoot my elbow forward. I want to get real close to them. I'll even open my arm up a little
Sure.
bit. So when they tighten it, and then I wrench it out like this, back to my normal arm wrestling position.
Okay, we'll start
Right.
webbing.
And now I'm super
Centers
tight.
here.
I'm super connected.
Elbow back.
And when that happens, now
Right there.
anywhere I go, you're going with me.
Yeah, for
right?
sure,
And it's typically, would you say the
Shoulders good,
stronger
shoulder.
guy wins when you have the strap?
Don't move.
Definitely.
Right.
Yeah, it becomes
Or
an
the
all-power
stronger
game.
guy who's also utilizing the strap better.
If you're both
there. Right there.
utilizing, if you're both getting tight, then the strong guy wins. But a lot of times the game could be won there.
warning.
Right? If the other guy doesn't pay attention to what's
Okay,
happening
one
and
warning.
lets that strap
I'm
go,
punching you elbow.
he's in a
Move your
bad
elbow
situation.
forward. Don't move it.
Cody
Go
is a
right there.
tricky
We
guy
got
at
one
this
warning on
point
this
right
side.
here in the game.
If
I've
I'm
been
Cody
in these
now,
deep
I'm
waters
nervous.
with Cody,
Shoulders
and you
good,
got to be
don't
tricky.
move.
I'm
Close your
nervous now if I'm
thumbs.
Cody. I'm down
Cody,
0-2.
close your
I've
first
lost
this time.
to a press. I've lost to a
Don't
hook.
move. Don't move. Go!
That was
And that's a flash to the pad.
that was the lane outside, and now it looked
Winner.
like Zamora was sleeping.
Sleeping.
He never got engaged. But you know why? Can I tell you why? There's this weird
So it's 2
psychological
for
thing that
Zamora, 1
happens
for Cody.
every
Can you
time,
grab some chalk
right
for me?
before the match. If the ref tells me anything, if the ref says, "Hey, scoot your elbow back," "Hey, don't
It throws
move."
you off your-
Yeah,
yeah,
he
yeah.
says, "Don't move."
And
My-
I want you to know, Cody is a champion at getting you to think about something else right then.
And what has Zamora done to win the last 2 rounds? He was
Disciplined.
He was disciplined. He had a game plan. You could tell he knew what he was going to do before he did it.
Yeah.
It happens to me all the time when a ref says, "Don't move, go." I'm like, you just told me not to move.
That's crazy.
You know? No, when I was brand new.
No, I get
When
it,
was
I
new.
get it,
But
I
it's
get
still,
it.
I think it happens to athletes all the time.
Yeah,
even
it's
at the
when you
highest level.
when you force an adjustment to be made. The flow of battle is going one way, and then someone says something they don't like Cody and the strap just now was like, I don't like how that is.
Right.
You just broke up the flow.
Yes.
And you also,
Yes.
it's like calling a timeout in basketball.
Yeah, the other guy was taking his
break up
breath.
the
He
momentum.
was preparing himself. He was like,
All right, gentlemen, to the
and then
table,
the other guy,
please.
he goes, "Oh, hey, I don't like this. Can we redo this?" And all of a sudden
Yeah,
you're like,
he's settling
"Ah,
into
dang,
his
I wasn't.
feet."
I was just ready to go super hard."
And then it's go.
Yeah, and now my adrenaline just dumped, and you know what I think we're gonna see here?
All right.
I think we're gonna. I don't want to give it away to the athletes, but I think we're gonna see a repeat of round 1. Do you think?
I think that's what he has to do.
Yeah, they're not going to go to the straps, and Zamora's going to try to sneak them.
That's perfect
Zamora's going to try to
right
sneak
there.
it in. He
That's
says, "You know what I did
perfect
round
right
1?
there.
Oh, we see a drop
Shoulder.
of sweat coming
Don't
off of
move.
Zamora's
Shoulder.
nose.
Don't move.
These athletes are hot. They are drenched."
Elbow back, Zamora. You messed it up.
It's
Look
the
at
first
my-
time you've
Right there,
ever
don't
seen
move.
Cody not
So
sweat.
so Cody's doing the same thing. Cody's putting his right foot
there.
far up
Close your
ahead. He's going to
thumbs.
try blast
Close you
backwards.
first,
I
Cody.
think we're going to see Zamora do the same
Don't
move he
move.
did before.
Don't move. Go!
Yep. Oh, this is hard.
Yo, he's taxing him. He's
hard.
taxing that ass
This is
right
so
now.
hard. This is.
Yeah, he was taxing him just now.
Cody knew.
He said, "You're
wasn't
not
going
getting to
pin."
that
Yeah,
strap sweet and free."
Yeah, Cody knew, hey, I'm not going to be able to pin you from
Elbows
this,
down, please.
but I'm
Elbows
going to
down.
bend your wrist back as far as
slide
I
the strap.
can.
He's gonna tax it.
It's going to tax it.
Yeah.
And Zamora has no choice but to get out. He's
Yeah.
completely compromised. But he did try to do what I think he tried to do. I
Yeah,
think
he
tried
wanted to suck it up.
I
Yeah.
think he was trying to sneak
Yeah.
it in. He's trying to bend that wrist real fast and try to pull it in and try to get that tricep behind it.
I like the setup we're seeing from Cody. I like that he's going to post very high. He has a lane, and he knows where he's got to go.
Yeah.
being very still.
I mean, with that.
Hey, you know what's interesting? Cody and Caleb are training partners too. So it's not just the main. It's not just the headliner. It's not just a Texas State champion. They're both Texas State champions.
Yeah.
It's someone who trains with you all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Zamora has Drew in his corner, but they're actually on different teams.
how we like it.
They don't get to train all the time.
But I think they have pulled together quite a bit.
They've pulled together, but not
think
like
so.
Caleb and Drew.
start with Living.
Caleb and
Elbow back.
Cody
Right
train
there, that's
together
good,
almost
right there.
exclusively.
Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Like they are each other's training
Don't
partners.
move, or it's a warning. Don't move.
I don't like how.
Shoulder here. Shoulder.
I kind of want to
Close your
see
thumbs.
Zamora lean a little bit more back. I still feel like he's trying to suck this
Don't
in. I think he
move.
needs to try to go backwards with Cody. Oh, but you see what he's
on this
doing?
side.
He got called for
You can
movement
see
in the ref
Cody
script.
buying time
Try it
again, right?
again.
This is something Cody does at the table. He talks
Cody
to the
will close
referee.
you
He says,
first.
"What's going on? What do you mean?"
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he's
yeah.
taxing
Yeah.
your hand. He
That's
does it the
center.
whole time.
Don't move.
And he's pulling backwards.
Shoulders
He's
look good.
trapped
Don't
me with
move.
it on the left.
He's
your
looking at the
thumbs.
refs. He's looking at the
Close your
ref's
hand.
mouth
hand.
so
Don't
he can be
move.
as fast as
Go.
possible. Yep. Oh, really?
This is very interesting. Oh my God. Yo, that kept me silent because you're on the edge of it being
But it
different.
was perfect. So Cody completely redlining.
Yeah.
110%. It is
for
2-2.
Michael.
He did exactly what he needed to do. Compromised the hand, slid the elbow
Right? He utilized his
forward.
lat to compromise the
He
hand
did it perfect.
by pulling that elbow back and then slides it forward, taking advantage of the pad.
Yep.
And once he took advantage of the pad, he has advantage of the angle.
So we haven't talked about all the things that Flash Pin here is doing differently. Some of them are the straight to ref script.
Yep.
We're trying to make it
A little faster.
A little faster.
Yeah.
And do you think it is more fair for the athletes?
Definitely.
Really?
Because if you go against someone hyper experienced, yeah, because you could just say, I
But
understand
is
the
that
rules.
hyper-experience
Listen, I
an
understand the
unfair
rules.
advantage? If I'm better than you, is that an
No.
unfair
What,
advantage?
no, what I'm saying is, when I'm allowed to take grips with someone, if
Yeah.
I'm more experienced than you, boy, I can just take advantage of you.
Sure.
But if we both know we're going to a ref script, we have equal time to train from pulling in a ref script.
Yeah, but I think on a stage like this, you're typically bringing in, on average, equally experienced athletes.
I mean, mind you, there's nuance to the ref script when you're
No, there
put in
is.
it
There
and
is.
how you tax people.
I would say, even in a ref script, I'm setting up differently
Oh,
versus
yeah.
a top roll or a hook. Someone with
Definitely.
a long arm, someone with a short arm.
Yes. All it does is take the nonsense out for the 30 seconds it takes guys to get a grip.
And most of them actually do go to a ref script.
I
anyways.
mean, 99% is the number.
Yes. Yes.
It's like, all right, we've done 30 seconds, and we learned that we wanted to get rid of that.
See, this is a match, I think, where these extra length pads really matter. Because
Oh,
if
yeah.
Cody didn't have that extra half inch to go back, or that extra 3 inches to go backwards and diagonal,
Yeah.
that might be the difference. He gets sucked into a hook against Zamora.
It's a
And
thing.
if I'm in the audience right now, I'm telling everyone, I'm telling Cody to try to hook Zamora if I'm rooting for Zamora.
Of course you are.
You
Yeah.
know? And if I'm rooting for Cody, I'm telling Cody to keep doing what he's doing.
I mean,
Keep
you
it
know
in
exactly
reverse.
what you're doing. You finally found your lane.
You found your lane.
It took
Keep
him
in
time,
reverse.
and experience is what
That was good.
interesting.
It was almost like,
Over center line. That's one foul.
oh wow.
One foul, one warning on Zamora.
So the rule here, guys,
There can be
is
no messing around now.
Zamora or any athlete is not allowed to bring their shoulder over the center line. The center line is from peg to peg.
The refs are meeting up right now.
They're trying to figure out. There sounds like they're discussing some movement. They're discussing the center line warning or foul. They're trying to figure out what's the call right now.
Yeah.
But what it looked like is Zamora wasn't trying to win from that. Zamora was trying to just go for a slip, right?
Foul by shoulder going over
I
center,
couldn't
so you
tell.
carry one
To
foul,
me,
one
it looked
warning.
like he was just jumping straight to a slip.
Yeah. I think he was committing to the slip, and
Yeah.
he just overcommitted and stepped over the table.
And the reason he's doing that is, I guess he knows that he can't beat
happy with
Cody
loading right
outside
there.
the
That's
straps,
center. Don't
and he
move.
needs to be connected to the arm.
Shoulders
Yeah.
look good.
Cody was
Don't
sleeping.
And Cody is so
Close your
committed outside
thumbs.
at this point.
Yeah.
Close your hand. Close your hand. Don't move.
You know what's really interesting? Both of them moved.
It's offsetting? Is it off?
2 warnings, 2 fouls, winner.
Offsetting. Roll it. Do it
You guys can pull. Yeah.
Finish.
Let's do it.
It's okay.
All right.
Fuck all that.
So
What we're seeing is
a lot of
Cody
controversy.
doesn't want to win.
I hear you.
Well, also they both pulled.
Shoulders.
I mean, I think
Close your
Zamora
thumbs.
led the dance, but Cody did
Don't move.
move.
Go!
That's a better move.
Shoulder off the front.
I think that's it. Right?
That's another foul.
Christ.
Yeah, so that's 3 fouls.
And it's over.
You know what? A match is a match.
A match is match. Hey, winning on fouls, winning with pins.
Right here.
These guys are just trying to pull in a hook. Yeah. So, real quick, so everybody knows, Cody was able to win, but this is fantastic because you got to see two different athletes utilizing two different tools to come to a victory. Zamora winning the first two rounds with complete inside dominance,
Well,
and then
that was a
Cody winning with
grinder.
outside
And I know how
dominance.
much you don't want to win like that. But he's getting wild at the end. No, it's all good. I love that you guys were willing to do it again. Well, you let us know at the end, right? How do you feel about the match?
I feel good. I was expecting him to be really strong inside. I thought maybe I had more for him than that inside, but apparently I got some work to fucking do.
When he took that first match deep inside.
It was so quick.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So the only thing I had on him was a outside game.
All right. Well, my friend, we'll see you again. I look forward to it. Good job. All right. We're about to get into some heavyweights. Let's go. Introducing first. His left hand has been running over the competition across Texas. The monster of Corpus Christi Arms, Mack, the Mack Truck, Rodriguez. Training out of Dallas, Texas, with the Machine Gun Arm Wrestling Crew. This guy trains hard and has been turning heads all over the Texas Arm Wrestling League. Isaiah, the Prophet, Martinez.
I'm just being genuine, yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline, yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah.
All right, I gotta tell you, this is a match I am very much looking forward to. Mack came last time to our first show and absolutely went through a monster in Brian Sitton.
Yeah, had a dominable win left-handed.
Yes, and it's his hand.
Yeah.
His hand is the Mack truck. But Isaiah is an athlete.
He is. He's like 245, 255, shredded.
Can you close your thumb up?
The dude is
But
very,
Mack-
very serious.
Mack
Up or
was
down?
350.
What about you, Isaiah? Up or down?
100-pound weight
Up.
difference between these two guys.
You're going to be up, you're going to be down.
I have
We're going
to
to start
say,
with
is
webbing.
Max
We're going to make your
or
webbing even.
Isaiah's the underdog.
I mean, he's the
Through and
underdog in
through.
size.
Right there.
He's the
That's
underdog in
center.
Inexperience. He was
That's
pulling
perfectly
amateurs out
center.
of a
Don't
couple
And
years
he
ago.
he literally begged for this match. He was like, "This is my match," and I
Don't
was
move.
like, "You can make
Shoulder.
a lower weight." And
Don't-
he was like,
it's
"No,
good.
this
Shoulder.
is my match.
Don't move.
I'm gonna be the
Close
best
your
guy."
thumbs.
When someone
Mack, I'm gonna
says
close you
something like
first.
that, it excites me.
Me too.
So,
Don't move. Go!
and that excites me.
Yeah, me too.
Elbows down, please.
Look at these guys. They're both fighting for center.
Go on their
in
Right,
a-
when you see them throw their thumbs up, what that means is you just watch both guys slip, and they're going straight to the strap now.
And well, it means a fair strip.
Yeah.
A fair
fair
slip.
slip, yeah.
Meaning
just gonna
neither
put the
ref
strap
saw
on,
any
that's it.
fouls,
We're not-
and
we're not
that they
doing a
both
setup.
thought that
We're just
neither
lining
athlete
webbing,
did
that's
what
it.
is an illegal slip. There are rules to slipping, which means
Yeah,
you're
you can't
basically-
just run away.
Yeah, you can't just make a fist and pull your thumb away. And
One of the things that they want to think about right now as that strap's going on is either they're going to have a very high hand with those knuckles pointing upward. Some guys will actually dump those knuckles forward and go for a low hand, top roll. Right? So there's a lot of nuance in the setup that each guy has to contemplate right now while this application is happening.
you know, and I don't know these guys well enough to know what their primary styles are.
Yeah.
And I'll probably we'll know after round one right away.
Yeah,
Right.
I know with Mack, especially watching him last time, he knows how dominant his hand is, and he trains with hand guys, right? He trains with Bedwell, and Bedwell is an explosive hand
He is.
guy.
All right.
He is. He
We're gonna
really
start
is.
with webbing. Elbow back, Mack. Right there.
So they're
That's
sliding
center.
the elbow back, and that's just because they
That's
want to
center
try to
right
get
there.
the webbing, which is just
Shoulder. Don't move.
The area
Shoulder.
between the index
Don't
finger
move.
and the
Close your
thumb,
thumbs.
they want to make it so that each
Close
guy
your
has
first
their
guy's
hands
even.
equal.
Yep.
They're equally high because any height in the webbing is a.
One warning on this side.
And so we have a warning
That's
for
two
movement. It
warnings.
looks like he just moved his
One
shoulder.
foul on this side.
Okay.
That's
One
his
foul
second
for
warning
Mack.
for moving
Okay,
into rest
let's try it
grip.
again.
Yeah. And I
This
don't
is
was that
perfectly
even
center.
intentional or was he just
Don't
adjusting his
move.
shoulder?
Shoulder looks good.
Was he just like
Shoulder looks
rolling
good.
out
Don't
a
move.
kink in his own shoulder?
Close your thumbs.
Because he just did this. Look, you went. And I
Don't
don't
move.
know.
Don't move. Go! Yeah!
There's the hand.
You know what to do! You know what to do! Yeah! Stop! Yeah!
Okay.
Right? So I think so. He's got Nicholas Adams in his corner. Isaiah does.
Okay.
Right? And I think that he knows that this is going to go in that direction, right? You're going to get your hand taken by Mack.
Yeah.
But Isaiah's bicep can hold up. So can he shoulder forward
Yes.
with his hand cocked back, and he can peel through and get a win. It's his only lane at this point. We see that Mack's going to top roll.
Yeah, if Mack is going to top roll and I'm Isaiah, I'm doing one or two things. I'm either A, committing, just like you said, inside. If I'm getting my hand
Yep.
taken, I need to commit the shoulder.
Yep.
And push.
Right?
Which is-
Almost like pushing through your palm.
Yep.
Right?
Or
you have no
or
hand and you're able to just go through your thumb.
You
and turn it
try
in.
not to contain.
Yep.
And you just make Mack hold on to you.
Yep.
But
And keep
that
the
work-
fight in the center until
Yes.
you're able to go sideways.
You just keep your hand. Just try to create a shelf. Bend
Yeah.
your hand as just a
right,
little
gentlemen.
bit, and
Yeah.
you just pull backwards
We got
through
one
your
win for
thumb
Mack.
as hard as you can. Because I think against Mack, that's what you're going to need
do
to
this
do.
again.
I think Mack has a bigger hand, a longer arm. He's heavier.
You want your thumb closed up.
But you
I
know,
mean,
I don't know.
he has
how-
all the advantages.
He has all the advantages, but I don't know how it
Besides
is
the
in a hook.
bicep strength,
Yeah.
obviously.
Go back,
So
please.
if they go into a hook
Right
and
there
they're
is
arm on
perfectly
arm,
centered.
I mean, it has to
Don't
favor the
move.
shorter guy, the shorter, stockier guy.
I think so. But the
Center,
only
right
problem
there.
is
Don't
I
move.
don't think Isaiah
Shoulder.
can get there.
More.
And I hate to
Right
say
there.
that.
Don't move. Shoulder looks good.
Yeah.
Don't move.
What you're seeing is Mack weaponize his
thumbs.
hand and take the game away from Isaiah.
Don't move. Go!
Right?
Trap.
You saw Mack stay perfectly still.
Yep. Mack
Elbows
knew
down,
he could just
please.
kind of move his arm,
Align the
towards
webbing.
himself.
Yep.
He didn't
Apply the strap.
need to explode. Isaiah did the slipping. Isaiah did the running. But that's fine because they knew that they're going to the straps anyways, which favors Mack because Mack is top rolling. He's not trying to hold on.
Yeah.
And he has a dominant
So
hand.
Mack is utilizing back pressure. He's utilizing rise. So he's utilizing his lat. He's utilizing power through his wrist to maintain that high hand and bust everything back.
How do you train that? When you're training your top row, when you're training your rise,
Yeah, I train my rise quite a bit. I actually put a
do you
strap-
isolate or
yeah,
do
I
you
put
isolate?
a strap right in
Okay.
between the knuckles, and I even go from dumped up for reps, and then I'll also
Heavy
just-
statics.
Heavy statics.
And,
Heavy statics is
and
my
that's
favorite.
simulating when you're in the setup, you're holding on to someone else's hand, and their fingers are fighting your fingers, and you're just not letting your wrist get dumped.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Start with webbing. Elbow back.
If you're Martinez
Elbow
right
back.
now, what's your thought process
Right
in
there.
this moment
That's
right
it.
here? You
That's
can see he's
center.
almost
Don't
trying to
move.
establish cup already.
Shoulder. More. Right
I'm
there.
trying.
Don't
I
move.
mean,
Shoulder
if
looks
I
good.
could,
Don't move.
I would be trying to finesse the
Close your
strap as much
thumbs.
as I can.
Close
I
you
want
first,
that
Mack.
back of that strap as far back on my hand as
Don't
possible,
move.
so my cupping
Go.
is amplified.
He's there.
Right
He's
there.
there.
He got it.
Oh my God!
And you know he
Elbows
didn't
down,
win.
elbows
He
down.
didn't win with dominant hand control. He didn't win with
Yo,
dominant.
he
arm.
says, don't be surprised.
He said he bent his wrist just enough to not get top rolled, and he dragged his arm back.
He said, let's see.
Can we see? This is
It's a madman.
I love it.
I love it.
I love it.
I love it. This is good. Getting that stop was
can we
massive.
Get a replay? Can we get a replay? Because I want to see it in slow motion or even in just see it again. Because I want to see what did Isaiah
Yeah,
do with
it's
his
like
shoulders.
he was
How
able
did he
to
pronate? 'Cause
maintain
he didn't
hand.
pronate with his arm. I think he pronated like
I do too.
pulled
Because
like
he
this.
stopped it through hand.
Yes.
And he said, oh, it didn't go, did it? And then he
then
just
he went-
drove. He had room at the back of the pad, and he just drove.
But I didn't think that Mack thought that was.
Yo,
gonna
the
happen.
Prophet looks like Wolverine right now.
He's coming in hot, man.
He's coming in hot.
He's coming in hot. Look at him. Look at him. He has that fire ignited.
He is
knows
fired
he's in the match.
up. He's in the match, right? He's in the match. As soon as you know you're in the match, everything changes.
It feels great.
Oh,
it's like a second win.
One of the reasons to get involved in the sport is to know what it feels like.
Right there,
the
guys.
second
Don't
you
move.
find a lane
Perfect. Don't
that
move.
weirdly just worked
Shoulder.
for you.
Don't
And
move.
when you think
Shoulder.
it's all in trouble, and all of a sudden
Looks
you're
good.
like,
don't move. Thumbs.
Well, also when you're already down. You're down 1-0 in a
Don't
match.
move.
You're
Go!
on a stage, and you
Stop.
do this thing where
One elbow.
off the front.
Off the front
That's
of the
okay.
pad.
Right, so his elbow fired off the front of the pad. You have to keep
One
your
foul on
elbow
the side.
within the circumference of that pad. Right, your elbow can come upward.
We got one
like come
win for
off
each
the pad,
athlete,
upward, as long as it
and then
remains
one
in
foul on the side.
circumference. And what he did is he fired
Right.
forward, and back pressure pulled
good.
him right off the front.
I was saying when you're in the sport and you
perfect.
beat somebody who has beaten you
that's right.
before.
Yeah, that's craziness.
Yeah.
It happens all
right
the time.
there. That's center
But
right
when
there.
you feel
don't move.
that,
Yeah.
you carry it not just
Shoulder.
in that moment, not just
More
the next
shoulder.
day,
Changes the game.
Don't move.
but
Shoulder
you'll
here.
carry it
Don't move.
indefinitely, and then you'll
Thumbs.
chase it.
Oh,
and then
first,
it's
Isaiah.
almost like when
Don't
you
move.
lose, you're not
Close
even
your hand.
upset
Don't
anymore
move.
because now you're just like, oh, okay, I got that guy next time.
One warning on
and you
the
saw
side.
it just now when Mack closed his hand.
Yep.
He took his index knuckle and
we go.
he was
One
here.
foul,
He took
one
the index
warning.
knuckle and he drove it upward.
Yeah.
And that was what he got called for.
Right.
Was rising.
So what
And he's rising in the
these
ref's grip.
athletes need to be careful that they don't get to
That's it,
close
right
their
there.
hands.
That's center.
They don't get to make
Don't
any
move.
adjustments. They have to
Shoulder.
live with Marcus. Whatever
move.
Marcus
Shoulder
gives
here.
them.
Don't
It
move.
is what it is.
It is what it is.
Close your
Now, like
thumbs.
we said before,
Mack
you
will
can
close you
finesse
first this
certain
time.
things, but you really,
Don't
if you're
move.
not comfortable,
Go.
it's too bad.
I'm there. I'm there.
Oh, I love it.
Straps.
Oh, we're in it right now.
Elbows down, please.
We are in
Isaiah
it right
is
now.
hot. And
Elbows down,
I know
gentlemen.
I'm commentating, but if I was in the crowd right now, I'm immediately a fan for Isaiah.
Yeah.
I'm
We're gonna line the
yelling,
webbing
I'm
first.
cheering,
Yeah.
I'm shouting. I can't believe everybody is so quiet.
I mean, yeah, they're all like, everybody's curled up in a
Webbing
ball.
right
I
there.
want to yell. This guy is insane.
This guy's an animal,
He's
yeah.
doing it. And do you feel?
What I think about Isaiah is because Isaiah's fitness level is real high.
Yeah.
If he can drop weight and find himself in
In the
one
242s?
class under, yeah.
Oh no.
It gets real mean.
We're all in trouble.
Yeah.
Everyone's in trouble.
Everyone's in trouble.
What are you gonna do when someone 242 pounds is completely shredded, 8% body
And he's
fat?
competed against guys like Mack.
And he's competed against 350 pounds.
Yep. Now,
Mack, you gotta come down. Open.
Look at that. Isaiah's talking to him, telling him that Mack needs to bring his hand down,
Right
that his
there, right
hand
there,
is too
guys,
high,
right there,
he's
that's
at
it.
his knuckle.
Don't
And what
move.
that's going to do, the higher person.
he's got a little hand, little
Yeah,
knuckle,
when you're
little
pointing
knuckle.
your hand
Shoulder,
up,
don't
your
move.
fingers up,
Watch
typically
his
whoever
elbow.
has that higher index
Watch his
knuckle,
elbow.
that
You're right there,
punching
right there,
knuckle,
that's center.
is a major
Make him
advantage,
go
right?
You're perfect right
And
there,
look,
guys.
Isaiah's
Don't move.
fighting for it.
Yeah,
He's
he is.
fighting for it, and he's
Don't
telling the
move.
ref,
Yo,
hey, I
he's
need
gonna
this
close
guy to
your
get down.
thumb. Look at Isaiah, look at
He's
Isaiah
doing.
right now.
He's about to
Mack
go
will
so
close you
sideways.
first. Don't move.
Mack's gonna try to
Don't
take his
move.
hand.
Mistake.
Go!
No, he got it. He got it. He got it. Oh, he has to keep it.
Oh, we're here to fight now. We are in a grinder. Oh. He had popped it at one point. You see
popped
the
it.
wrist fight.
Hey, this is fine. This is only 2-1.
Whoa.
So Isaiah
The
did
buckle.
the buckle might matter.
Winner.
Here.
Yeah.
So athletes.
We're going to have to find a way to strap this table down.
So a
So-
lot of things. Like,
During the
there's a
break.
lot to.
There's a lot to discuss
take
there.
in.
Number one, I want to ask, how do you feel about the athlete communicating directly to the ref?
I think it is what you do as you become more and more advanced. I think I made a big mistake earlier on in my, air quotes career.
Sure.
I didn't talk to the refs.
Yeah. And
I was-
didn't
I-
even speak up for myself.
Yes, no, you have to fight for yourself. It is 3 against 1 when you go up there.
You have to.
Those refs are
you have
not
to look
doing
at it
you.
that way.
Yeah, those refs aren't doing you any favors.
Yeah.
And as soon as I learned how to, and I hate to use this word, but manipulate
Sure.
the situation,
Yep.
I was losing a lot of matches where I was arm
It's-
wrestling people I could beat, but they were more.
It's one of the biggest reasons that your refs matter.
Oh,
you have to bring in good guys
absolutely.
that have been all over the place.
Yes.
Not only guys that have pulled, it's not even really necessary to be honest, but guys that are very educated in their craft, right? That aren't afraid to stand their ground and make. the
Well,
game
yeah,
fair.
and let's be real here. Marcus is not a ref that is going to take very much from the athletes.
We'll start with
Like you
webbing.
can say something like, "Hey, the guy's on my knuckle," and maybe he'll
Center
try to
right
make
there.
an
Don't
adjustment.
move.
No, he's
Shoulder
like
here.
the hardest headed one up there.
But
Shoulder
he's.
looks good.
If
Don't
you say,
move.
"Oh, I want
Close
this
your
strap a
thumbs.
little lower," he's gonna say no.
Yeah.
That it is where it is.
And he's
Don't
going to be
move.
fair.
Go.
He does nothing but study the game. Like, this guy literally reads and goes over things with, like, Leonard Harkless on the regular.
Yes, I
In
know.
ref chats. He
He
puts up,
watches
like,
arm wrestling. He watches all the
for the
live
arm
streams
wrestling.
for the ref.
For the reffing. Yeah,
He
yeah.
goes, "Hey, did y'all see those refs this weekend?" I'm like, "Excuse me."
Yeah, he's into it. It's
I was
very cool.
watching arm wrestlers this weekend.
Yeah, he'll come into practice and let us all know what happened with this guy and what happened with that guy from the ref's perspective.
That's it.
And it causes us to look at things a little bit different, too.
Need your elbow
It's
on
very
the pad.
powerful.
Yes, right there.
And I kind of still want to talk about what happened in round 2 there, or the.
There's a lot, yeah.
So basically, at the very start, Isaiah got the traction he needed where he stopped Mack's top roll. Mack was not able to post, was not able to take his hand, and Isaiah had a flat hand.
Yes.
And when you have a flat hand, but you have the more dominant side pressure,
You can
and
go sideways,
You
yeah.
can go
can
sideways.
drive. Yep.
You're in a winning position.
But you can see the corner watching over Mack, right? They're watching out for him. They're
The
telling him
problem
to protect his knuckles.
is I think Isaiah did this thing where he got overconfident.
Open
He
your
felt
hands.
he felt his flatness.
And it was a mistake.
and
He should have drove when he
should
had
have
it.
gone. He
Yeah.
should have
Elbow
gone.
back, Mack.
Hey,
He missed the window.
Elbow
but
back.
this is
Isaiah.
what you learn. You're on a big
Right there. Open your
stage.
thumbs.
You want to be
center right
exciting.
there.
You want to make it a
You guys
spectacle.
both center. Perfect.
But I want to win.
Perfect.
And
Don't
I'm going
move.
to win first and cheer after.
He's moving. His elbow's moving forward again. Second
Both these guys look
Second
comfortable.
warning. One foul on this side. One foul for Mack.
One
Foul
foul
on Mack for moving.
Right here. This is
So
censor.
two.
Don't
so he
move.
moved twice.
Yes.
Shoulder here. More shoulder. Way more shoulder.
Does that mean he's not
Don't
comfortable?
move. Shoulder looks good.
foul.
Don't move.
One foul on Mack.
Close your thumbs. Don't move. Go!
There we go. Wow.
So when Isaiah can take an advantage, boy, can he crush.
Well, I think, okay, what we're getting into is the deep rounds now. Isaiah is an athlete.
Yeah, big
Isaiah's
time.
probably not tired. It's 2-2. These guys have arm wrestled 5 times if you want to count fouls and setups and everything.
Winner.
I get fatigued very often from just holding my arm up there.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
that's 2 wins.
And you hold
on
your
each
arm
side.
up there for 4 rounds.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, how long has this match been going on now? Several minutes.
Oh,
You
they're
do-
in a war, yeah.
Yeah, and I think the war favors Isaiah. Isaiah favors the war. Isaiah has no problem
The
with
littler
it
guy.
going yes. The more athletic individual. Mack's probably tired. I didn't think at all we'd see Mack get his hand taken. Also, because of his movement in that last ref script, I think it shows that Mack was uncomfortable. Mack felt like he didn't have something that he needed.
Yeah. And it's got to be lost in the strap. That's where we're seeing the loss.
But what is Isaiah doing to make it happen?
He's
You
got
know what
Nick
I-
Adams in his corner.
He has Nick Adams in his
Yeah,
corner.
yeah. Who has Anthony in his back pocket.
Yep.
Right? Anthony Lowe is a monster in the strap and a monster at understanding the game.
Yep. Yep.
Right? He sprinkles little bits.
Little
knowledge on you
nuggets.
anytime.
Yeah. And it's fun.
He's
is-
happy to share that with anybody.
He is.
It's
He
not a
really
secret.
is. And
All right, gentlemen.
And what we're talking about is the
drill.
nuances of the strap
Start with
application
webbing.
and how you can apply the pressure
Oh,
in that
perfect right
strap
there.
to benefit
when
your
2
game.
athletes are equal or
Yep.
Don't
equal
move.
enough. Now,
Shoulder
sometimes
here.
it can't
More.
be overcome.
More
But
shoulder.
in the
Don't move.
situation
Shoulder
we
here.
have right here,
Very
where these
close.
athletes are
Close your
close
thumbs.
enough
Yeah.
that half
talking
an inch,
pounds
yes,
of pressure.
yes, exactly. A pound of pressure, one way or another. Look, Mack is uncomfortable. He got a warning. He was
One warning
probably
on
moving.
this side.
Look at the size difference.
Yep.
Mack is a
Yep.
big, bad man.
Yeah, he's tall.
Center's
He's
perfect
wide.
right there.
Long
Don't
arm,
move.
big hand. He's
hand.
known
Shoulder
for
looks
having
good.
a
Don't
dominant
move. Shoulder
hand.
here. Don't move.
But Isaiah's the
Close your
Prophet
thumbs.
Martinez, right?
He said I'll talk
Don't
this into
move.
happening.
Go!
He said he's going to speak it into existence. Was that an elbow foul?
Elbow
No, I
foul
thought they
right here
both
off
went
the
up.
front.
Wow.
We got one warning on this side, one foul on this
so
side.
Okay.
One foul.
One foul.
We are in the last
Yeah, this is
match.
bases
Last
loaded.
round. Bases
You know,
loaded.
Bases loaded.
Yeah.
And we're about to
For
see
the
a
win,
grand
gentlemen, let's
slam.
not end it on
Bases
fouls.
loaded, boys. Keep them down.
I love what Isaiah's doing here. Do you
We're
see what he's
gonna
doing?
start
And
He's
I
fighting
think
for
he
the center.
utilizes his thumb. He
Yeah,
weaponizes his thumb.
He's hiding
it's
his
small.
thumb. Yeah, he's
That's
hiding his
center
thumb.
right
He's
there.
making Mack grab him
move.
lower.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
you've ever
Shoulder
arm wrestled anyone, if you've ever
Don't
even
move.
gripped
Shoulder
up with your
here.
dad
Don't
or your
move.
brother or your cousin,
Close your
and you
thumbs.
grab someone, you'll probably realize grabbing someone
hand.
lower.
The
is
lower you
not the
grab.
move.
Don't
Remember
move.
that if you get on the
Go.
table with your friends, grabbing low can be problematic.
Traps.
All right, so it's a good slip. Isaiah knew where he
Elbows
needed
down,
to go.
Gentlemen. Keep fighting, guys. We're going to line the webbing to apply the straps.
It is really cool that on the scorebook we actually have the teams under the names of the individuals pulling. That is really cool. Nice touch. Nice touch, guys. You can see CC Arms in the back. Raw intensity on that squad.
Oh, yeah, all of them.
Yeah, all
of them. Even in the back.
Oh, in the back, it's intense with those boys.
Yeah, I walk into their circle and I'm like,
You
I
gotta
don't
stay out of
belong
that
here.
thing.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
belong here. I need to go
You gotta
stand
be
somewhere
careful
else.
where you go.
That's right.
Where's center? Perfect. Good job,
It's
bro.
2-2. Bases
guys.
loaded, best 3 out of 5. I love this format.
Yeah, me
I
too.
love the bigger pads. I love the ref script.
do
I
too.
love everything about this.
Yeah, I like it too.
This-
I like what it brings. I like the speed that it brings.
Oh,
A lot more arm
Open
wrestling.
your hands.
can I tell you something right now?
But you see it?
Can I
You
tell
see
you
it?
something? I saw it.
Yeah.
I think Isaiah's about to top roll Mack,
Right there.
everybody.
Don't
Yeah,
move.
me too.
I'm going to call it right now. I think
Shoulders.
like Mack is going to
Shoulders.
get top roll.
More shoulders.
Oh,
Don't move.
man.
Yeah,
you can
it's
see
so
how he
bad.
has the strap by.
Isaiah is so high. He has the back
Close
of
your
the
hand.
hand.
Don't
It's
move.
over.
Go!
It's over. It's over. There it is. Look at him.
He said, "I
He's
do have
dominant.
it."
Bases loaded. He's keeping the elbows down. He's making Mack earn
Yo,
it.
Mack ain't
Mack's
done.
making him earn
Mack
it.
ain't done yet.
He's holding on. Pure bicep right here. It's over.
Elbows down.
Yo, he
There
did
it
tell me.
is.
He did tell me. Yeah, he told me he was going to win this.
This is it. Wow.
Wow.
Go see
Wow.
what he says. Go find out what he has to say.
Wow.
Look
I'm
at
afraid.
these guys. Isaiah Martinez won 3-2, everybody, in a war.
Come right over here. All right, Mr. Martinez. You told me this is how it was going down. You said, I'm going to do this. It's already done. The prophet has spoken. Tell me about the match.
I pulled this guy 200 times in here first. And right here, the battle was won. Whatever you can do it here, you can do it in real life. All glory be to Christ.
That's right. I want to ask you before you go, with a big win like that, what do you see for yourself next? Who do you want next?
Whoever you put in front of me, you the promoter. All right. You the promoter.
And let's do this.
Whoever you put in front of me, I will pull graciously and happily.
That's what I'm talking about. Even if it was a teammate like Nick Adams?
Listen, I'll pull my brother. That's my brother. That's all I got to say. I will pull him, and he'll pull me.
Okay.
You set it up, we'll do it.
Okay. Thank you so much, my friend. Good job today.
Sounds like the athletes are getting set up in the back. And we're going to take a break.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now we roll into our co-main event. Coming off a win at our last event where he went undefeated. Here with us by way of San Angelo, Texas, with a willingness to take the fight anywhere it goes. Robert, the Rush, Fowler. This man is a multi-time national champion with notable wins over Matt Mask and Tony Tomlinson. He's overcome a multitude of challenges on his way to the table. Coming to us from Colorado, Chris, the Juggernaut, Kaufman.
Yo, you gotta love that Kaufman comes out with the Juggernaut sweatshirt on.
It's the best.
I didn't know Kaufman was a jack dude. Like he's still in great shape.
Yeah.
Like, he ain't playing games.
Is he 60?
What?
How old is he?
I don't know. He's been around a long time.
No, I heard someone say he's like 60.
That's impossible.
That's what I said.
He'd have to be dunked in the nectar of life.
He might be.
He might be. Okay.
You don't know.
Well, I will say he comes with a whole lot of experience.
He's getting trained by Corey Miller.
He's getting trained by Corey Miller.
Just
he has
for this
wins
match.
on Robert Fowler's dad.
History runs
Yeah.
deep.
You know that Robert's here to get that back.
I talked to Robert. You know, I coach with him all the time, and I really want Robert to keep this in the straps.
Look at him right now, the intensity.
Look at this.
Go.
Yep.
Okay, so the fight got a little more interesting than we all thought it might go right there.
So Chris did exactly what you thought. He was trying to keep it outside the straps. Because Chris's power, his superpower,
is his hand.
His hand. And in the hand, very often.
Robert's hand looked great just now.
It didn't look bad, but you saw Chris fighting for it.
Yeah.
Chris said, come here.
Come here. Yeah. He wasn't willing to let him go.
But it's fine. Robert said, we're in my game. I'm not worried. I'm going outside. Either you're going to hold on to me. I'm not going to hold on to you.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to see something in the strap that tells the story.
Well, you got to know that Corey has worked a ton with Christopher and what to do in the strap. Not that he doesn't know with all the experience he has, but you know he's been working on what the new game's like since Chris has been back.
The new game.
Yep. And it is a new game.
Yeah.
Robert's an old school guy too, though, right? He's been trained with his dad for years as a kid.
Yeah. Well,
and he's been everywhere.
Chris comes from an era of arm wrestling where everyone held on.
Everyone held on.
Everyone just fought with their hands and wrists. They called it wrist wrestling.
Yeah.
You know?
Different game.
It's a different game. We're going to see a lot right now.
You can look at the concentration on.
Oh, no. The power gap. Stay tight. He needs to stay tight.
Okay, Robert got overly confident. He was where he wanted to be.
Fine. This is fine.
Yeah.
I think Robert comes back and flashes Chris.
Whoa.
Absolutely. If he doesn't just
So
try
you
to
think
hold
that
him,
Robert tried to just hold him?
Yes. And tell me, how much harder is it to hold than it is to surge?
Oh, my God. I do it all day with my guys. It's way harder. Yeah.
If you're just holding, you're getting beat. The other guy is using all
But
the
you got to
force.
know that Chris has the experience to know where he was at disadvantageous there.
Yes.
And he said,
Yeah.
you know what, I'm going to run
But
through
now-
it. I'm
but-
the juggernaut, bitch.
He said he's the juggernaut.
He said, I'll
But
run through it.
Robert knows. Okay, hey, in the
He
straps-
buried his head and went forward.
Yeah. And I think he took it all.
Yeah.
I think where that lane went, where the lane was immediately,
Yeah.
was not where Chris wanted to be.
Yeah,
Chris
yeah.
said, oh, no.
Hey, you think right now Robert is like, it's a wrap.
I hope so. I hope he's not in his head.
Yeah.
I hope he knows he did everything right.
Yeah.
He needs to not get overconfident, though.
So if you were in his corner right now, what would you say to him?
I would say, well, first I would reset us. I said, hey, you need to slip again. Reset your mind. You need to
need to get
slip.
back to that.
You need to get back to where you just were, and you need to do everything the same way. Except you don't hold. You get that high hook.
What
and
if
you
Robert
go to
outside
the
of the strap just goes for the hook?
it's hard to hook Chris.
Yeah, clearly.
Watch some footage. Chris hand, he doesn't pronate through his wrist. He pronates through his hand in such a way that makes it you can't turn him in right away. Or it's really hard to do. Now Robert might have what it takes. But again,
I mean, could this be the best Robert we've ever seen?
He told me today that he wishes that this was the version of him that got to arm wrestle all his previous super matches. He said today is
today's the day.
Yeah, he feels insane, and
That's
you know
right
a little
there.
bit of home
Don't
turf advantage,
move.
right? He only traveled 3.5 hours as opposed to
Flying.
Don't move.
flying.
Keep your thumb open.
You know, but again, it's only a
Right
puddle
there.
jump
Don't move,
from
guys. It's a
Denver
warning.
to Texas.
Shoulder?
It's
Sure.
It's
Shoulder?
the same. It's like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, and he's
Two
super.
thumbs.
He didn't have to cut any weight. He's just here to
No.
bang.
Yes. Yes.
Close your hand. Don't
Here we
move.
go.
Right, there's the
Go.
high hand. There's the high hand from Chris.
Oh, there it is. That's good.
They're willing to fight. They're willing to get inside and fight.
Winner.
I think what happened there is Robert initially went for a bail or like went outside,
That's 2
and
wins for
Chris
Chris
turned it
Kaufman.
in.
Turned it in. Yeah.
And it was not what Robert expected.
No. So what? If I'm Robert, I'm just going to commit to that inside
Can I
pull.
tell you something though?
You've been telling me all day. Go ahead.
Robert's left, like if they're this close on their left, because I think that was close. I think
Yeah,
that was
that's
really
close.
close.
Yeah.
Robert's left is his weak arm, by a lot.
There's no favoritism from you at all, right?
No. no. I just know more about Robert.
Oh no, you do.
I just know
you do.
more about Robert.
Dude, and
I
Chris
don't
is
know.
really an enigma for us right now, as far as
He is.
we're newer school guys.
Yes, yep,
He
yep,
hasn't been around.
No, he hasn't.
I
And
mean,
his
the
last
dude has
couple-
climbed
yeah.
mountains, fought cancer,
Fought
went
cancer.
through a whole lot with his
Took
family.
6 years off to start a family.
Yeah, yeah.
And came back to the sport, and look at him. He looks in form. He looks
He
in
looks
form.
in form.
He looks
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
He looks like the juggernaut.
I mean, he looks like a lot of. It's like Eddie Hall.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a smaller Eddie
Yeah,
Hall.
and he says what he's working
All
on
right,
right now
gentlemen.
is he said he's close to
Back to the table,
90% of
please.
his previous self.
Yeah, and
He's
this guy's
working
been
on-
to Arm Wars.
He's been to
went in
everything.
there
Yep.
and smashed.
He has wins on Matt Mask.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I mean, he's real business.
yeah, it's the
Real
real deal.
business.
So this is actually, you know,
It's a proving ground for
Robert-
Fowler.
For Fowler, yeah, for
big
Robert.
time. Big time.
I think he's
It's
excited.
definitely.
Look how excited Chris
Hands
is.
open?
Yeah,
He,
yeah.
I feel like he's like a kid. He's like, oh, I missed this.
Elbow
He's
back.
like, it's been so long. I haven't gotten to do this
Elbow
in
back
so
more.
long.
Come down, Robert. Right there. That's perfect. Don't move.
Yeah, he does look that way.
Shoulder here. A lot more shoulder. More.
There's nothing.
More shoulder.
In
Yeah,
my, there's
don't
nothing
move.
better
Shoulder
than an
looks
arm
good, don't
wrestler
move.
or just any
Close your
athlete
thumbs.
who looks like they're having
Close your
fun.
hand.
Yeah.
Close
I
your
agree.
hand. Don't move. Go. Stop. Elbow here. I got an elbow on this side.
Nice.
No
Right?
call.
Coincidental fouls, meaning both guys fouled. No harm, no foul. We'll keep it on 0. It's offset.
Right.
All right.
But you know what I think
Right?
happened?
No fouls,
I
no
think-
fouls.
I
0-0.
think Chris was holding on to
Way,
Robert,
way
and
more
I think
shoulder.
Robert lifted Chris's elbow.
Yeah. Elbow back.
Yeah, I mean, with that crazy.
Yeah, yeah. And
There,
Robert's
that's
good
it.
at
Don't
that.
move.
And I think
Shoulder
Chris
looks
was trying to
good.
contain
Close
it.
your thumbs.
Chris is trying to weaponize his
Don't
hand.
move.
Yeah.
Go.
There you go.
Tracks.
And now they go to the straps again. And this is where Robert was round 1 in a dominant position.
Yo,
Let's
when I
see.
went through the hallway, by the way,
Yeah.
JS, who's coaching Chris right now
Okay.
from CC Arms, you
Okay.
can see him back there.
Yep.
He said, I want Isaiah right-handed.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is where.
The game is so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's when you're back. You're
This
in
is
a-
a family. This is teams.
Yeah.
I mean, it's why you have all these different areas of Texas. We're even bothering to mention where guys are from.
Well, the
because
thing about
every
Texas,
area,
it's basically multiple states
Yes.
and other places.
Especially in
People
this
are like,
game.
oh, you just have a bunch of Texas guys pulling Texas. I'm like, do you not realize these two guys live 800 miles apart?
yeah. People drive 7 hours.
Yeah. This is not like
Open your hands, please.
some guy pulling another guy in his backyard.
Yeah.
This is a guy from El Paso or from Corpus Christi driving 6 hours
Yeah.
to go pull somebody else.
Crazy.
Which
Yeah,
would be
elbow
the
back
equivalent
right
of
there.
driving across like
center.
Massachusetts,
Don't move.
Sure.
New York,
Yeah,
New Jersey.
yeah.
you
All
know,
those guys. It's the
Pennsylvania.
same drive around here,
Yeah,
guys.
exactly.
Shoulder looks
We
good.
drive
Don't
further.
move.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I drove 4 states to get here. I'm like, I drove across
Don't move.
Texas. It's the same thing.
Yeah, yes,
Except there's
100%.
nothing to see. There it is. He's gonna take it. Wow.
So I love to say that was some ugly ass arm wrestling, but man, it was beautiful.
I
It was
thought
beautiful.
perfect.
No, it was. It's
It was
beautiful.
perfect.
It is a full commitment to pulling that hand way high up and all the way around.
How would you feel, Dustin, if someone said, "Hey, this guy's weapon is his hand," and then you just top rolled him?
Oh my God!
You'd say he doesn't have a weapon.
It looked like a crazy high hook turned into a pronating top roll. It was like up and under.
Yeah.
around.
Well, so he went up and he corkscrewed up
and then
got the high hand
follows
and then rolled through it. And that's a dangerous move. And if
dangerous.
Chris was trying to hook him by any chance, that is how he lost.
Yeah.
Both of these guys getting their arms rubbed out. What's happening is the blood just fills up in your arm. You're holding your arm in a static, heavy, loaded position for, 30, 40 seconds at a time, a whole minute, and your arm just fills with blood. And you got to be able to.
Yeah, a lot of guys.
You got to close your hand.
We refer to it as your arm is blowing up, or your hand gets blown out.
Right, and it gets so bad to where you can't even close your hand. You can't close your hand. Imagine you just did a bicep workout. And then your mom calls you, and you can't answer it.
You can't even hold the phone.
You can't hold the phone. That's what happens all the time in arm wrestling.
Yep.
So that your athlete, the corners are going to have someone rub out your arm, try to get that blood out.
Yep.
Sometimes people do what we call European squats.
Yep, European squats.
You know, because you want to get that blood to
back
other
down to
places
your legs.
into your body.
Well, guys, this just got competitive.
Yeah, it's competitive.
Yeah,
and
for
now,
sure.
So now I think Christopher is favoring outside the straps, just like we thought.
And he's going to try to hook him.
And he's going to try to hook him. It's kind of crazy.
It's so crazy.
It's not where I thought the matches were going to go.
Me either.
But he still looks like he's having a good time. He's grinning every time he goes up there.
He's having a good time,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
6 years off, come back, you travel 3.5. Perfect. Beautiful. He looks so hungry.
I mean, Chris looks hungry. Yeah.
Hungry.
Yeah. And it's hungry for competition.
I love it.
He's ready to be back.
I think this guy needs to. I think we can expect to see Chris on a lot of stages.
I do too.
I think we're gonna start seeing him all over the place.
Yeah. Chris looks happy to be here.
And especially, I think he just needs an excuse. I'm just gonna start inviting him with me places. I'm gonna be like, hey man, I'm going to this event.
Yeah, you should go.
You should go. And he's gonna be like, can I bring my Juggernaut jacket?
Definitely.
And I'm like, absolutely.
Show up.
I'll bring a
Let's go.
suitcase.
Yeah, I'll bring a suitcase. Show up, Chris. So Robert is in this fight.
So what they're doing right now, I think both guys. Okay, Robert looked like he was fighting a lot more for that. Look, yeah, Robert's fighting for it right now.
You can see him.
Yeah.
So what he's doing is he's pulling underneath. He's trying to turn that hand under and tighten the strap down.
Yeah. And Chris looked like he wasn't. Chris looked like he was just
might
like.
be sleeping with it.
Yeah.
I used to sleep too.
Right
I used to just let him put them on.
Oh no. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
I'm
You know,
strong.
I'm playing. Yeah. Put it on however you want.
However you want.
Yeah,
I've even said it.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful.
Come down, Robert.
So does Robert go for a high hook? Does he go outside again?
I think that Robert has a good.
He has a good lane. He's taking the hand and he taxed it really hard.
Yeah, he's gonna go over the top.
Yeah, he's gonna go over the top.
Robert's going over the top for sure.
Go!
Yep. Unbelievable.
2-2.
2-2.
Chris, we're here for the long haul. Let's go.
Dog fight, baby.
You might have got a little better. Little bit.
You know what I'm seeing?
This
right
ain't
now?
over yet, boys.
Saw a little bit of fatigue on Chris's face.
I did too. Big time.
And now, like we said before,
Almost like maybe he's like, well, the left I'm going to get rid of. Let me just get.
I hope it's
win with
not
the
that.
right.
I hope it's not that. But maybe. But what we just talked about, when somebody starts winning, if you just got pinned, but you start coming back, how good does it feel? Robert is catching his second wind.
Big time.
He's like, oh, I feel kind of good.
And you know Robert prepared hard.
He did. He said, did you send me
so many
videos?
videos.
He
Oh,
sent me so many videos, man. Every day. Yeah. But I aspire. Awesome. Keep it up. Send me these
tell people,
videos.
Robert Fowler's a rider. Like, he rides for us.
Yes.
We invited him out. He's all about the
he
matches.
loves being invited. And I think a lot of arm wrestlers need that. A lot of guys don't really know where to go or what to do, just kind of on their own accord. But you shoot them an invite. You say, hey, we're hosting this event. We're doing XYZ.
Yep. Get some guys excited.
People are like, well, yeah, can I bring my family? Absolutely. Can I bring my friends? Or they've never arm wrestled before. Bring them.
Absolutely.
We would love that.
Yes. Yeah, bringing in new people, that's what it's all about. Like, the family you build in this game is serious. And it's built on the table.
Yeah.
Losing.
It's not just like in the after pull, but like there's a level of respect you get win or lose after you've pulled someone 2 or 3 times. You really start to develop
I've got
a
homies
relationship.
in this game from losing to them.
Yeah.
More. Me too.
Or if you have a war with somebody and you're like, regardless of how it ended, you go, you know what? This guy has my respect.
Yes.
There we go. So Chris had a warning. Chris was carving in his hand a little bit. They're setting they're.
Try it again.
If you look at Robert, Robert is bowing his hand out like this. He's putting his hand out like this.
Yes.
A lot more shoulder.
What would you call this? Like prioritizing this ridge right here.
Yeah.
Shoulder looks good.
He's like pressing his projection.
He's
inside.
like, he said, I don't care about this. I'm going to pull right through here, and I'm going to try to slip and go over the top. And now Robert has a warning. So now they've both moved in the straps. Or sorry, they both moved in the ref's grip, which is bases are getting loaded. That's what's happening. They both have one warning on either one of them will put them at a foul. And then what happens then? Yeah, I would hate to see a 2-2 comeback like this get ended in a foul.
Don't move.
Here we go, boys.
Shoulder.
This one matters. How many 2-2 matches have we had today?
More than I thought we were going to have.
Me too.
More than I thought.
Stop.
And
the matches we thought were going to go one way,
one foul,
went the other.
Right? No, coincidental.
No call.
Sorry, go ahead.
The matches we thought were going to go one way ended up going the other. Like, there was a lot going on.
I had James as a bit of a favorite.
Same with Drew.
Same with Drew. I had Drew as a favorite. Lorenzo and Vaught went the distance.
Yeah.
Battled.
Close your thumbs.
These guys are going the distance.
Cody and Zamora going the distance.
Oh, the guy with
we
the
are still on the left hand, guys.
Bailed.
We are still on the left hand.
And they're going right-handed right after this.
Yes.
They're staying up there.
Talk about pulling out your energies, boy. You got to come in here ready to bang.
It's not just a strength sport.
You come to Flash Spin, you show up ready to bang. Like, you got to be an athlete.
Yeah, you have to be. If you're going to pull left and right, back to back, 3 out of 5, you're potentially arm wrestling. What is that? 3. If you win 3-2, that's 5. You got 10 matches.
Wicked.
That's not even including all the slips, setups.
Everything.
Oh, I elbow foul to restart.
Wicked.
Up there for 45 minutes. I can't do anything for 45 minutes without taking a break.
I can. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, with the supers, it really tests them, right?
Oh, yeah, but Robert's light right now. Robert is lighter than he's been. Robert used to walk around 315. I think he's 300.
In great shape.
Yeah.
Don't move. Go! Stop.
Yeah, I saw it.
One foul? Okay.
Yeah, I saw it. You saw it even in his face. As he
Oh, yeah. Well, he's trying to time it. He's trying to time the go, and it's hard to do. It's don't
another
move.
part, another layer of the game is understanding timing, right?
The first thing I ask for any event I go to, what's the cadence?
Yeah.
Because if the other guy is able to move his hands into a position before
They're
me,
blown up, guys. Look at their hands.
Their
Look
hands
at the
are
hands.
full of blood.
Look at Chris's hand is full of blood. Nothing he can do. You can see his hands blown up.
He's full of blood. Yep. Exhausted. Hopefully Robert doesn't get overexcited here, and he needs to get ready to go right-handed.
Shake it out, Chris. Shake it out, Chris.
They're going to talk to Robert here in a second. And
Hey,
we're gonna
Robert,
move
real
on
quick,
to
I
the
got to
right
ask you
hand.
while they change this out. How'd you feel about that left hand?
I felt like it was going to be shitty. But, hey, it turned around, and I guess I showed them I'm not an amateur anymore, right?
Yeah, it looked that way. Do you expect this to go for the right? Are you stronger right-handed?
Oh, by far.
By far.
Yeah.
The margin is great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's go into the right.
All right, the table has been swapped over. They moved the pads. The pads are off-centered, everybody, so we have to move them in between every match. We've probably haven't. A lot of you may already know this, but for some of you who keep wondering, what are we doing every time they move the pads? the pads are set up so that each guy is kind of favored to their side, and the idea is like if you put your arms directly in front of each other, I think you're more at risk of injury.
Yes, that's exactly.
Is that why they do it?
Yeah.
So they off-center them a little bit, and what it does is it gives each guy a little bit more play on their side. So
basically, you saw the ref give them a signal, and what he was asking them is if they want to cap their thumb, where they're going to close over their thumb, or if they're going to uncap, which means the thumb lies open, where you'll see the thumbnail when they close their hands. Oftentimes, guys that cap, you know instantly are going for a top roll, meaning attacking the other individual's fingers. Right?
Oh, okay.
Both gentlemen top rolled just now.
Yeah.
And it went straight to a
I saw
strap.
Roberts Fowler, his wrist dumped. I don't know if that was intentional for the slip, but I saw that Chris definitely slipped on top.
On purpose, way
on
high.
top.
Yeah.
And is that any indicator to what's going to happen here in the straps? Also, do you think these guys are, since they just arm wrestled left-handed, like how tired are they? Yeah.
Talk about getting
can you
tested.
operate? Can you operate at like max proficiency on the other arm?
Yeah.
I feel like I can sometimes. I feel like
I do it in training a lot.
I catch a second wind on my other arm. I'm like, oh, I'm tired, but my arm's okay.
Yeah.
It's your CNS.
Yeah.
It's like,
Exactly what
can
it
you
is.
ignite yourself?
When he says CNS, we're referring to your central nervous system, right? Your central nervous system, when you do anything, max payload especially, it's getting tested.
And you can only do it a couple of times, really.
Yeah.
Like,
You can only reach max payload
Yeah.
so many times. And some people are more than others. And it depends on your conditioning.
and arm
depends
wrestling
on your training.
is
Max payload.
all the time.
Yep.
And it's hyper specific.
Max effort lifting. Now, Corey Miller thought this was going to be a rampage.
Yep. And Robert told me that move he just did was exactly what he was going to do.
Yep.
High hook, straight through the center.
Yep.
Back, like, it looked like he had dominant hand control and arm control.
He knew exactly where he wanted to go.
Yeah. That's good. Part of
Chris also wants to drop weight too. Like he
Really?
said, he's gonna come down a weight class after this, because he wants to get in better shape. I mean, he already looks like a stud.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine if he was at 242, he would look insane.
Insane. I mean, you think of his size against someone like Tucker.
He's
We gotta
bigger.
fight.
I mean, he's not taller.
huge.
Is he taller than Tucker?
Well, he's thick.
He's thicker. Yeah, like in the neck.
Yeah.
And it's not like fat in the neck. It's like Eddie Hall in the neck.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. It's Eddie Hall's
I
brother.
actually was telling some guys, I was like, because I only saw Chris at the Aries Super Series a while ago, where he had to cut a lot of weight. He showed up. He didn't do too well. And I didn't get to hang out and really talk to him. And when I saw him today, I didn't even recognize him. Someone said, "Hey, Chris, over here." And I thought, that's Chris?
Yeah, I mean, from the visuals I had just from watching video, I didn't know that was him either.
I was like, oh no, he's a juggernaut.
He's a juggernaut. Yeah,
he's really big.
Yeah.
He's much bigger than I thought he
Same
was.
with Robert, though. Robert is a 300-pound
yes.
dude, and you look at him and you don't know.
Yes, Robert's big. And both of these guys are big, and it's hard to tell because they're standing next to Marcus, who isn't big. He's massive.
Massive, 400-plus pounds.
Yeah, 400-plus pounds, 9 feet tall.
Yeah.
Both of these athletes, though, at the table right now are really, really big. I need to get Robert to start looking at the refs.
I love how Chris does that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's perfect.
So what I meant, guys, is that Chris isn't listening for the cadence. He's watching the cadence. When you watch the ref's mouth move, you can listen to what they're going to, or you see what they're going to say.
You get to hit at the
Yes.
speed of sight rather than sound.
Yes, the speed of sound is not near as fast as the speed of sight.
It is not instantaneous.
Right.
Yeah, Chris has a lot of very good fundamentals that you can see at play here. And Robert's been super active.
Oh, yeah.
Competing everywhere.
Yeah, Texas State, West Texas, super
Just
matches.
had a super match and then pulled a tournament.
Went to Colorado with me last year. He went to, he does almost anything in Texas within 400 miles.
Yeah,
and we
he's
have
all
to
over it.
specify that because, we're not always making it to Houston.
Sure.
Because we're out in West Texas. And Texas is massive. But, yeah, Robert is pretty active. Sounds like some guys are
you
getting
hear
hyped
people
about-
getting fired up back there.
It's not there.
Yeah. Well, Robert's right hand, like you said, it's even better.
Way and you know what's interesting? I kind of figured, And I can't be any real judge, but I've always felt like I can kind of slow Robert down on the right. Like I can make him try.
Yes.
The last month and a half, I can't slow him down.
Oh, he's serious
Not
now.
at all.
Big business.
Like he's like, yeah, come on. And I'm like, I do the thing where I fully statically loading it completely on my bicep, and he's this.
Plus the handbag.
And I'm like, oh, it's not even through through the strongest part of me. Like through my wrist.
Yeah.
And he should as a super heavyweight, but he hasn't always before. And he is right now. And that's what you're seeing up there. You're seeing a version of Robert that is peaked. He's doing arm wrestling specifics. He hasn't been doing regular gym. He hasn't been doing regular traditional lifting as much, which is, we all have our opinions on that, but he has been doing hyper-specific arm wrestling.
Well, and when you take time off of hyper-specific arm wrestling and then go back into it, your gains get crazy.
Yes.
Because you heal that soft tissue,
yeah,
and then you put it back under duress.
Yes.
And your gains are crazy. When I say soft tissue, I'm talking about joints and tendons, right?
Yep.
Like tendons, ligaments, this is soft tissue, whereas muscle heals a whole lot faster. Tendons take time. Time under tension.
Yeah, well, it's not just... They take a long time to heal. They take a long time to get strong. And it's hard
it's
to
a tricky game, right?
It
with the
is
healing.
so hard, yes.
Yeah, with the healing, it's very tricky.
I struggle with it all the time. I'm like, I'm sore, but am I too sore to train? Or if I do train, how hard do I train?
Yeah. If you're Chris, you have to just fire inside and say, fuck it.
Yeah.
He has to just go.
Yeah. Well, how he did on the left, he had that match where he compromised Robert's arm. I don't know if it's possible on the right, but
he's
at
got to
this point,
commit. I mean,
he needs to do something.
Don't move. Don't move. Go.
Uh-oh. Robert's trying to hold on just to prove a point.
Elbow upside here. 1-5.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, but Robert was just trying to prove a point.
Yeah, he was.
He goes, I'm up 2-0. I can take some risks. You want to bail from me? You have a strong hand.
I was looking around trying to figure out what they were getting. It was a tissue for the sweat that Chris has developed.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the men's drenched.
Yeah.
Shoulder in. More.
He came for a war.
He did. Here he goes. Okay.
Don't move. Go. Stop. Ooh.
There it is. There it is.
So what was happening right there? Chris was bailing.
We're going starting on left, right, left, right.
Okay. I just need to make sure.
All right, Robert. So come over here. So that went exactly how you wanted it to go. Tell me a little bit about that match.
Dude, that meant a lot for me. I grew up watching him. I started amateurs, I don't know, probably 13, 14 years ago, and he was already one of the top dogs out there pulling UAL and placing everywhere as a national guy. So kind of was a lot for me to take that and kind of pass the torch on. Yeah.
Well, my friend, the torch is passed for now. Who do you want to go against next? We need a call out. It's time. That's 2 wins for you on Flashpin. Who do you want?
Oh, man. I want this guy, Nick, where he went in my corner. But I don't know if it's right. I don't know if his right's good enough, though.
We'll see by January.
You want? Okay. Well, we'll go right with this guy.
Nick says we'll see. Yeah, I like that match. I like that match quite a bit, especially because Nick's right just held up, and he went through some boys in Mississippi.
Yes, sir. He sure did. So that'd be a good one. And then left-handed, I'm thinking about Mack or probably right in that range.
Yeah, I like the idea of that one as well. Mack's a soldier, and he wants to come back. All right, my friend. Thank you so much for your time. All right, guys. It's time we load up for the main event. This guy absolutely showed up and turned heads at the 220-pound round robin this year, picking up a win on Brent Rakers. He represents Corpus Christi Arms and always brings the violence. Michael, the disturbed one, Bedwell.
the current 220-pound Texas and Louisiana and California state champion from Southeast Texas, ripped his way through the 98s, through the 220s. The guy keeps getting bigger and keeps getting stronger. Caleb Ricks. All right, guys, this is going to be a gauntlet match. Something we're going to do a little different. They will go left, right, to a 90-second break to shake out, left, right again, all the way until 3 wins. Once one hand has been established, or both hands, that's when the match ends for that specific hand. The right hand, there is a title on the line. Let's get it, boys. The intensity from these individuals, to include Caleb Ricks. I can feel him up there.
Oh, yeah.
Caleb's brooding right now.
Yeah, he was looking right through the camera on the walkout. He was zoned in. Yeah. I know Bedwell's bringing that energy. I think Bedwell's not going to try to take it to the straps. I think he's going to try
Bedwell's going to try and collapse his whole world right now.
He's going to try to come over high, and he's going to try to crash it straight down on Caleb to prove that he doesn't deserve to be there.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Stop. Carving in. One more.
I got carving on this side, too.
Coincidental call.
Incidental. So incidental fouls. Both gentlemen moved their hands at the same time, and they said no foul to either one, or no warning to either.
Yep. No warning to either guy. Coincidental fouls.
Yeah.
Right. Bedwell could have been defending what he felt.
Carving in. One warning. Every time I close you, you're carving in. Let me close you. Go, Caleb.
Right. That's officially one warning for Caleb.
That's the thing, though. He just got told something by the ref. Does it mess him up when he goes to hit?
Don't move.
I always feel like this.
Don't move.
For everybody,
Caleb knows exactly what he's doing, though.
Yeah, he's a professional.
Interesting. Caleb said he ain't got it. Yo, we've.
So everybody at home,
yeah, let's go.
This is by far the most exciting match.
By
this
far.
Is the,
I mean, it's all the fire
these,
we knew they'd
These
bring.
are the highest level athletes on the card. In their weight class. These are both nationally ranked guys. Caleb Ricks
they're both on In the Hook.
Yeah. Number 7 in the hook, left-handed Ricks. Bedwell's number 6, right-handed in the hook.
Yeah, they're taking ranks here today.
Yeah. Bedwell has...
We're going to see movement today.
Yeah. Bedwell has wins on Dallas Langston, Brent Rackers, Ryan Carter. Caleb Ricks has wins on Ryan Carter.
Yep.
Ryan Carter's in the hook. Like, these are national-level competitors.
Yes.
These are guys that any given day are top 6, top 7 in the country.
Yeah, there's a lot going on up here.
This is typical behavior of the highest level guys, right?
Yes.
These guys are fire.
Fire. Absolute fire. We got to remember, everything's in a ref script now. No one's just taking control of this. They're going to get put into a fair position, and they're going to fight. Right? Thumbs are going to go down. Hands will be closed. Watch for fire. Watch for fire. Here it comes.
Both these guys are having a hard time with this ref script. Both guys want something.
One foul.
You fight for it when you're in the setup.
You do.
You fight for it. And they're so used to fighting for it, and they don't like the fact that someone else is closing their hand.
Yep.
And these are strict refs.
Big time. Oh, both of them. Both of them are strict refs.
I like the high hand. Oh, that's a hook.
Look at the fight we have here. Both guys laying in on each other. Look at them look at each other.
Sir.
What a fight we have here. What a fight.
But
yo, the excitement in this room, this whole place is losing it.
Here they go right-handed. Where
Yep, right back into it, boys. Flip those pads.
That was left-handed. Where Caleb
Yep, right back into it.
Where Caleb is the number 7 guy in the country. And now they're going to go to Michael's better arm.
Right on. Let's go, boys.
Both the referees are moving the pads around. This is a gauntlet-style match.
Yep, they're going to go as fast as the pads can be flipped.
And now these guys are about to get right back up here.
Let's go, Caleb.
No time for cornering. No time for rubbing
Got to get up there. Bedwell is right hand dominant, a monster on the right hand. He has collapsed people over and over outside the strap. You can see him setting up to go straight side moves.
Right there, that's perfect.
everyone in the room is standing. The audience is still over here, but every other arm wrestler, everyone who's already gone, everyone is like, I want to watch this match.
No call. Try again.
Coincidental fouls again, or warnings, I suppose.
Over cupping.
Yes, each guy is trying to get that hand dominance. They're trying to get bend their wrist before the match starts.
Yep.
Don't move. Go!
Boom, there it is. There it is. Swap the pads.
And that is what we expected to see. We expected Bedwell to be dominant on the right arm.
Let's go. Get there first. 90 seconds. Here we go.
Have you ever gripped up with either of these guys, right-handed?
Oh my God, I've gripped up with both of them quite a bit. I have a win right-handed on Caleb. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I've been to war with Caleb. Caleb does something really special, though. After Caleb loses a match, he goes to the drawing boards and studies you.
Yeah.
The second time we pulled afterward, I took his hand the same way. It looked like it was over.
Right.
And he knew what to do. He
Yeah.
accepted I was going to take the hand,
Yeah.
and he just buried forward and held.
Yes, I saw. I remember that match.
He told me that this match is similar for him. He's gotten bigger, but so is his competition, right?
Absolutely.
And that Bedwell is going to hit like me and blow outside, and he's going to learn it as this goes, as this match goes on, because of the type of match it is. He has time.
30 seconds.
I don't know which guy. I think the time favors.
Now, both these guys are athletes.
Yeah,
Both these guys
yeah.
work out. They do full body
And
workouts.
Bedwell
They do
told
arm
me
wrestling
that he
specifics.
trained specifically for this style. Back and forth, back and forth.
Wow.
90-second breaks.
Corpus
So-
Christi Arms is a good team, right?
Oh, man,
like
they're so
they
serious.
have good athletes. They have serious guys. They have
Serious practice.
serious practice.
Yep,
You
a
don't
lot
want to
of them
practice
come
to
from
drink to.
jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, they're jiu-jitsu guys.
A lot of you can draw a lot of comparisons between jiu-jitsu and arm wrestling.
Movement again. No call.
He's carving my wrist. I am not moving my wrist. You cannot call coincidental when he is carving. When you can feel him
So what
carving,
Mike
not
is
me,
saying
I am
is
going
that-
with him. What else do you want me to do? Please explain to me what you want me to do.
What Mike is saying is that as Caleb turns his hand, Bedwell is getting his hand turned as well.
Right. So Caleb is bending his wrist, or so Bedwell says. And what happens when Caleb bends his wrist, it naturally bends in Bedwell's wrist.
Yeah, it's bending
but
Bedwell's wrist.
But Bedwell says he's not moving his
Yes.
hand.
All right, interesting. We see where this might be going, right? Because Ricks is able to fucking fight through that left hand, right?
Yep.
He's able to cup and drag through it.
Is he trying to tire Bedwell out for the right-handed matches?
If I was him, I would.
I would.
Once I got confident
because
in my
Bedwell
left.
flashed him right-handed, and I feel like I wouldn't do that. I would, if I'm dominant on one arm, bleed the guy on that arm, and pray for the other arm.
Yeah.
Tension
Here we go, boys.
is high.
All right, elbows down, please. There's no break.
And now we're back on
Now we're
Bedwell's
back on
dominant
Bedwell's
arm.
dominant arm.
Yeah.
Centers this way, elbow back, right there.
So that's one win, or 2 wins on the left
Yep.
for Caleb, 1 win
Right there, that's center.
on the right for Bedwell.
You know what's interesting is despite Caleb's right arm being not as good as his left, his overall ratings across the 198s, the 220s, and the 242s
Very high.
is not bad at all.
Yeah.
He's has twice as many wins as he does losses.
One warning on this side.
And here we go again. So he's getting that foul. He's getting that warning called. Caleb is always looking to bend his wrist, always trying to get the early advantage.
Yeah, when I beat Caleb, he did the same thing to me.
Shoulder looks good.
Line up, dude. Come on.
A little shoulder here. Close your thumbs. Closing you first this time. Don't move. Go!
That's what I'm talking about, Caleb.
So this was different. So Caleb didn't hold on now.
No.
And he
wants
bounced
to
the strap.
manipulate the strap.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think Caleb is stronger in the strap because his arm is strong, and I think Michael's hand is strong.
Yes.
Right.
Michael's hand is the weapon. It's crazy.
It's the weapon, right?
It feels like a softball.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He crumbles it up on you. He squeezes you, very aggressive, and flies sideways. There's no slow pulling with Bedwell. Yeah, even like I did a fit festival with Bedwell, and him and I went back and forth. We pulled with each other. We pulled with athletes from all over the fitness world.
Nice.
Really fun. You know, we were both strong enough to be able to hold those guys.
Yeah.
But then when me and Bedwell get on to play together, right, to, let people see some real arm wrestlers fight.
He was going at it.
Dude, he just he crushes your wrist. You have to be very willing to shove that thing inside if you can't match him outside.
Right.
And I couldn't match him outside.
Yeah, I understand.
And you're watching Caleb, though, jab that hand in, and he's willing to fight with that bicep.
Shoulder, more shoulder, elbow. Thumbs. Close knee first. Don't move. I'm not cap. I can't cap, so I'm not going to. Don't move. Go!
All right, now it's 2-2. 2-2.
No one gets hotter than Bedwell, I tell you what.
He's known for this.
He's known for this.
He's known for this.
Yes.
He's known for this.
Yeah.
But it's still tough.
You have to remember to keep a cool head when you're dealing with it. And he is just a gamer. Afterward, he's cool, man.
Yes.
He's way cool.
Yeah.
But Michael, in the heat of the moment, he is game. This is a game individual.
What sport does he come from?
Gosh, that's a great question.
And I know he's from Florida. He originally trained in Florida with Sarah Bachman and a lot of the Florida guys.
Oh, he's trained all over Florida. Yeah.
But who's his like where does he come from as an athlete?
Yeah, I don't know. I want to say he's a jiu-jitsu guy. I don't know though, and I only say that because Corpus Christi has a lot of them.
Okay.
Right.
Here we go.
Get there first.
So now we're on Caleb's dominant arm.
Right. So it's a 2-0 on the left hand.
And that's why we did this gauntlet match.
Yes, this is why we did it.
We Flash Pin thought, hey guys,
Don't move. Shoulder in. Don't move.
each of y'all are ranked on each other's other arms.
Yes.
So how about y'all run them both at the same time?
Yes.
I think that's kind of ingenious.
That's because your hand placement is there. I will not bring you up. You put me on my fingernail right there. Because you're putting me on the tip. That's awkward.
Again, you have to fight for yourself at the table.
He's fighting for
three
himself, yeah.
versus one.
And what he's saying there is he doesn't want his finger to cover just the tip of his nail. He would like to come over his nail.
Right.
And that is more comfortable.
Sure, absolutely. If it's on the tip of your nail, it feels awful.
Don't move. Go!
And what the ref is trying to do is he's trying to stay as neutral or fair as possible.
He has to.
Wherever that natural wrist line is, he's just closing your hand there.
And he can only listen to you as an athlete.
Yes.
He can't do what you say.
Right. And then sometimes, in a case like that, if he feels like it's within reason, maybe he does let Caleb have it go.
He'll place his thumb a little different so he can cover it.
Yeah, he's like, oh, okay, we'll make it work. We'll put your finger over your nail, and it'll, you'll be okay.
Yeah, over your nail, exactly.
But if Caleb wouldn't have said that, there's a good chance the ref would have just kept doing it the same exact way. And if it doesn't feel comfortable and it leads to a loss, how angry would you be? How angry would you be that, 2, 3, 4 hours later, someone says, hey, what happened? He's like, man, the ref kept closing my hand over my nail, and I didn't get to close my hand all the way.
It wasn't where I
And
wanted.
I go, why didn't you tell him?
Okay, so Michael is a good setup in this trap right now. You can see the bite. He's got good bite at the bottom. Caleb always has good bite.
Don't move. Go!
Caleb can curl him in. Good hit by Mike. The match is much closer on the left than it is on the right.
Yes,
currently.
it is.
Can Caleb get a stop?
I think Caleb can get to the
So,
straps.
That's 3-0.
Dustin, that is not a pin. Video.
Yep, so we're going to check video. Can we pull up the end of that match?
We're checking the match. Bedwell's wanting to protest.
He's got video here, too.
Okay, I need video.
Typically, athletes
Yeah, that's from above.
can.
Yeah, I need one that's not from above. I need one that's flat.
So we're gonna try and
Flashband's
get
working
video
on
up
getting
here
a preview or
showing a
a
replay of the finish of that match.
Yeah.
I have the ref over my shoulder now. We have a monitor here at the table, and they're going to work on getting that put up here. Right, so it's a dispute on whether it was a pin or not. It could be an early call. It is on the refs.
Yeah, they're working on it over off screen, everybody. They're trying to figure out what exactly happened.
They're going to head to the back to review footage right now.
The exact same stance as Caleb, like he was just kind of like flat-footed, and he still managed to like launch off it, but he was very flat. Yep, they're still working on it. They're trying to figure out, was it a pin? Bedwell's protesting. Most athletes get to protest.
Exactly what he did, yeah. And there's some guys that sit up. You have Floyd and Polanco sit up, table this way, come up, like a baseball.
Yeah, as well Levant does, right?
Levant does same thing. Sit up, as soon as they say go, you just twist.
Interesting.
This is getting warm. I think that what's going to happen is if they keep going on their same trajectory, they
We're
both
going to have a right hand and a left hand.
Yeah, yeah.
They're going to maintain their places
Right.
in the balance of things.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And afterwards, we can all hug and make up, and it's going to be fine.
It's going to be fine.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
be
yeah,
fine.
yeah. We're going to be hot.
Caleb looks pretty composed. I think he feels okay.
Yeah, and Caleb on the right hand also probably feels like he still has a place to go.
Yeah, I mean, he did better last time he got to the straps. And then he...
he has to feel like he has bite.
And I can't imagine... I think Caleb isn't trying to flash Bedwell left-handed.
No, he's trying to cup him in and wear him down. Yep, slow that guy down.
It looks like we have some footage on one of the other cameras, and they're checking it off screen right now.
They are. Bedwell's meeting up with one of the guys that was on his team for a long time from Corpus Christi, J.S. Byerly. He's been in the game forever.
I feel like we need to give a shout out to Billy Ortagus since he's on the screen right now.
Yeah, there is Billy Ortagus from the Texas Arm Wrestling League.
He's been the rover
soldier, right?
Yeah, the rover cameraman all day today.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's going around.
Looks like they're coming out with information.
Yep. Okay.
We're seeing some head shake.
Yep. Some people are from the audience.
This could
are
be
just
a
saying
good
it was
protest.
premature. Yeah, I love it. I love when.
Yeah,
a
I
protest
love the
gets
protest.
rolled.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
I
when
mean,
it
do
gets,
what you got to do out there.
Yeah, yeah.
And
You
we're
have to
here.
fight for yourself.
Our job is to make sure it's a fair fight.
3 versus 1.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
Yeah, we got guys taking people in the back to arm wrestle right now. Let me show you something real quick. Ian's taking Robert Fowler back there.
Yeah. I wouldn't follow him anywhere.
You don't follow him anywhere,
Yeah.
right? He's coming to light you up.
Ian Wagner, hey, follow me into this back room real quick.
Both the referees are. Yep.
Yeah, both referees are in the control room.
It's a good word for it, the control room.
That's what's labeled.
Yeah. Oh, it has a label?
Yeah.
This place is so serious.
Yeah, it's the real deal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good rest for both guys after all that.
Yeah,
banging.
I know. It's
2-0 on the right.
2-0. Now, are they protesting the third pin?
The third win on the left, they're protesting.
Oh my God.
Well, it sounds like the call's standing, but we'll wait for the ref's final. There you go. So if Marcus is properly mic'd up, then everyone heard it. They said that they weren't able to get the video replay set up, and that the call stands. They can't protest it if they can't review it.
Well, we go into right hand final.
A little somber in the room. Some people are a little upset.
Yeah.
Some
For
people
sure,
wanted
for
to
sure.
see it get ran back. I'm sure no.
I
one's
mean,
upset.
everyone wants to see it.
Yeah. Nobody's upset as much as Bedwell though. Chalking up the pads. Athletes just do this so their elbows don't get stuck to it when they're
Yes.
sliding, when they're hitting their moves.
Yep.
All right, gentlemen.
Especially after you've been
All right,
sweating.
it's 2-0. Bedwell, right hand. Y'all have to
Center
fire
looks
up now.
good.
So this
Don't
is
move. Shoulder
arguably the final
More
match
shoulder.
of everything.
Yes.
Here we go.
Shoulders look good. Don't move. Shoulder looks good. Don't move. Close your thumbs.
No cap for me.
Close your hand. Close your hand. Don't move. Right here. One warning.
Yeah,
Let me
I
get
watched
rest.
him clearly
Yeah,
carve in.
but I understand.
Yeah.
It's a natural thing.
It's a
Just
natural
that
thing.
When someone closes
Hand
your
back,
hand, you want to
please.
be comfortable, and they close your hand, and
Center right there.
that
Don't
carve is
move.
just where you
Shoulder here.
twist your arm inward
Shoulder
just a
here.
little bit.
Don't
It's
move.
called
Close your
supination.
thumbs.
Don't move. Go! Stop. Winner.
And there you go. Michael Bedwell with a dominant 3-0 win, right-handed, and Caleb Ricks with a dominant win, left.
One more left. Let's go. We got 2 more left-handed. We'll have 2 more right-handed. I'll pull you in, right? Let's go. We can do that, boys.
That's right.
I'll do one more left. I got
Let's go.
do one more left, and then I'll do 2 more right if you want.
So what are they doing?
Because they want to go one more. Put it that way. Left and right.
They're doing one more, both arms.
Both arms.
For pure grit.
For grit. We're going to let
For
it happen.
pure
I mean,
grit.
let's go. Let's go. One more.
It's interesting that they both wanted it on both sides.
I mean, you know, Caleb's a game individual.
That's fine. Yeah. Whatever. We got a strap left. And we got a strap right. That's fine.
The athletes are discussing that they're going to do left.
Yeah,
they're going to do it
I mean,
left and right, and they're going to go straight to the straps.
They basically said, let's put on a show. We ain't done yet. Michael ain't done yet. Michael ain't done with his left hand. He wants one more shot at it.
He got really close with that last surge.
Let's do it.
People paid for it. You want the strap left? Okay. Let's go ahead.
All right. Looks good.
Caleb seems so nonchalant. He's like, "You want the strap? You want to strap over
Yeah,
with me?"
they're going to go
left-handed?
straight to a strap.
Can I just 3-0
got
you?
it.
Do you want to strap over with me left-handed? I'll do it.
Yep.
But I think Michael feels like, hey, you didn't pin me,
Yeah.
and I almost pinned you.
Yes.
I surged and I felt it.
He felt something, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that Caleb is willing to go right 2 more times. They signed up for 5.
Oh.
It was a 3-0.
Oh, I see.
And that's why he was saying, I'll pull you right 2 times.
So 3-0.
Wow.
So what are we doing this for?
We're settling the dust. We're settling the dust.
I like it.
People paid for it. We're going to get what they paid
So
for.
Caleb actually did really good at the East versus West event, but lost to Michael Bedwell twice in the finals.
Yep.
And that was just recently in Arizona.
Close your thumbs.
So that's kind of the reason this match
Still got
came
a camera.
about.
Still got a camera. Close your hand. Don't move. Yeah, right here.
I'm just not going to camp with that setup, so I don't like to punch.
Honestly,
So just close your hand. Don't move. Go! Elbow off the back. You guys want a new strap?
So
Okay.
the move Bedwell just did.
Bedwell
was
ended
basically
up going
lat drag,
lat-
lat drag, bend my wrist, pronate through my shoulder, lat drag.
Yep.
Don't move.
Because he feels like he can separate Caleb. Oh, but now Caleb supinated him a lot more. And Caleb is just putting on a show, trying to prove to him that he's like, let me bury you. He said, let me bury you. See, to me, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell if that's a pin.
Okay.
well, they're watching the other one right now.
It's hard to tell from our view if that's a pin.
Yeah.
His wrist went under. His wrist went under.
Yeah, right there. That was underneath. And now they're gonna go one more right-handed.
One more right-handed. One more right-handed, boys. I mean, yeah, it ain't doing much right now.
Are these athletes macked up? Can we hear them?
No, no.
Caleb just so everybody can hear. Caleb said, "My right arm's fresh right now."
Fresh as a daisy,
Fresh
he
as
said.
a daisy.
And I said, that's because you haven't done anything with it yet.
Yeah. So typically, if you just go up there and someone just pins you really fast, and you don't even get to
You don't really feel
engage,
much.
Yeah, nothing happens. You know, to get tired, you have to be in the match. And they agreed to go straight to the straps. Do you think Caleb's doing something different now? Like, is he like? I mean, he agreed to this. Does he think, oh,
He has to think there's something, right? Or he's just like, man, I ain't got to do nothing yet. I'm not done with this fight.
yeah. Well, it's so hard because Bedwell doesn't let you engage.
Yeah,
If he
yeah,
lets
yeah.
him engage, what happens? Same?
Yeah, what's a slow pull look like?
Yeah, basically. Basically.
Can Bedwell just stonewall and hold him there?
It'd be scary. I can't stonewall.
You're not Bedwell.
I'm not Bedwell.
there's quite the discrepancy.
Yep. It's pin quiet in here.
Yo.
All right.
Everybody, the phones are out all around. Everyone wants to watch.
Yeah.
This
Just
right there.
these
Shoulders look
guys.
good.
Heated.
Thumbs.
Yeah. And they're settling it on the table. I love it.
Don't move. Go.
He's just too much. He's too much.
He said, slow pull me once. Is that what he said?
All right, that's it.
He said, slow pull me once. No, he can't get engaged.
He can't engage.
Yep.
He can't engage.
There you go. But hey, sometimes athletes have to pull it. Athletes have to feel it. And so Dustin's going to ask these guys what they both felt.
Caleb, way to defend your spot on the left hand. You held your place and in the hook. You're still the man. I'd like to get you a match out here, lefty, for sure, where we can bang. Thank you so much. Yes, sir. Our right-hand champion ran the gauntlet. Michael, the disturbed one, Bedwell. Tell us a little bit about how you feel about the right. I know you had an issue with the left. Tell us a little bit about how you feel.
Right-handed, I didn't feel nothing. I mean, I'm just, that's my arm. That's my hand. Next, I'm going to tell you right now, I want a shot at Andre Sharkovich.
Oh.
Full-blown, right here on Flashpin Productions, I want Andre Sharkovich.
Let's go. Let's go. All right, guys. I just want to say thank you to all the sponsors that came out. The Texas Arm Wrestling League, Tier. If you don't know who Tier is, they specialize in fitness apparel, specialize in swimming and CrossFit shoes. I have a pair that are fantastic. Last but not least, I want to thank the guy who set all this up. The guy's passionate. He has a dream, and the dude loves to arm wrestle too. Don't get it twisted. Trey Johnson, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, I want to say one thing. This is the most professional, the top tier place to become an arm wrestler. I'm going to tell you right now. Everything has been great. And you know what? This is their second tournament, guys. East First West ain't going to have shit on them soon.
Let's go. Let's go. From Michael Bedwell. Let's go. Hey, Trey, all I want to do is say thank you. Everybody here is thankful. And just give us one word. Give us something.
I don't know. I just thank all y'all for coming out, showing love. It's a lot of work, but we brought it together. We killed this shit. Thank you.
That's what's up. That man's passionate. Passionate. My brother, let's go. Let's go. Thank you so much, everybody. We're going to after pull. Let's do this.